gosh, it's like Chatfish swimming in opposite direction of each other.
And then the Chatfish in the Justice Bucket are like, I gotta kill chaos.
They all swim, you know, counterclockwise so that it creates a little whirlpool. No one said it was a particularly smart thing.
They'll go to the bottom of the bucket, pick up some dead catfish and throw them at each other.
They do that sometimes. All right, chat, we're on the last section of today's comic of Lightbringer, and we'll be completing it today. And then we will be moving on to Knights of the Old Republic. What a treat to tidy up this little shit stain of a story. So let's get back to this narcissistic nut job. All right.
Lightbringer.
Yeah, you said surprisingly little. I'm not certain about all of this. Why? I don't trust most of them, and I don't trust you. I don't even understand how some of them are even here. Legato Sin used to be a prize-winning pianist, but a sickly person. A gangster kidnapped her, replaced her hands with metal, and cured her ailments. Why? She was to be a weapon. She resisted and now continues to seek revenge for victims like her. That's like a really stupid plot point. It's like, so this gangster is like, I don't like this woman. He chops off her hands, replaces them with metal hands because...
Become cyborg.
I'm doing this to you, and I've victimized you. Now I'm going to arm you with something that's like strong and could hurt me, which is just beyond stupid. Like, these are literally, this goes back to the problem with this story where it's literally the first thought that enters his mind without any sort of asking the most important question. Why? And I guarantee you, much like Sonichu, they're going to answer the whys, but they're going to answer them as they make it up without actually foreplanning any of this shit. Dead Glory Dory Send, I'll say, hi, Kib, Muns for new. Hashtag reading fund. Thank you for the donation. I don't know if there's a new reading fund. It's what a shame.
What would be the new thing for Chatfish to focus on?
Yeah, fat
who
fish.
Who do I tell with the loot art with the... Oh, no, that's... Never mind. I remember now.
Is that what?
The loot art with the Whammons is being played with by the barbarians.
Played with. They're just like in a sandbox playing Beacon Sandcastles.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty tasteful. It's actually pretty.
I think naked while doing it.
They're naked while doing it. I don't trust most of them, and I don't trust you. There shouldn't be any children involved in this. They shouldn't be. Shouldn't, but she does have a stake in this. Lacey was a direct victim of General Juarez. And that man, Bruiser, was a special ops military man, but later joined the Pharaoh's PD. He was a good cop in a place where gangs punish good cops.
I need you to zoom in a bit.
My brain cells. He was a good cop in a place where gangs punish good cops. I don't remember gangs actually being particularly good towards cops in general, but
either way,
we learn something new every day about this world. Most gangs in the setting, believe it or not, are actually pretty chill. They're very relaxed. They help build up the community, and they're not criminals. But these gangs, these ones, they targeted cops.
Good, no, not just cops, good cops.
Only good cops, though. Yeah. The bad cops that shot the gangers up and stuff, they're fine. Didn't have a problem with those guys. His children were murdered right in front of him. Yep. Maximize that edge. Now he's sworn to avenge them by ridding the city of crime. And yet they're all going to be working together to fight the guy that's ridding the city of crime because some sort of weird, fucked up contrivance. Yeah. Yeah, we talk about Linkara. Come here, Big Zug. He's like,
now I need you to zoom in so I can read all of that.
All right, it's time for Squealy's turn.
Sometimes the problem with long-term planning is that things occur between the time the idea is originally thought up and the time the actual story comes along. Take, for example, the villain contest. When I originally conceived of it, I don't know the things I know now. For example, the fact that I became a feminist between that point and this has caused me to become a bit more squeamish when it came to the origins of female characters. It's why I pushed White Death's story out of the issue 8 slot until I could revise it to not make it such a gendered story with a cliched trope, though I kept the idea of a story from Hannah's perspective, plus her yelling at Carter. However, I also made a promise to those who took the time to participate and won the villain contest that I'd follow through with their characters, although I'd make minor tweaks here and there to make them fit better into the Lightbringer universe. Had I known then what I know now, that you're a feminist, I probably wouldn't even have created the slavers. Well, it's because it's your fetish. That's why you created them. They would have just been some gang. However, I do believe in acknowledging my failures and simply trying to build something better out of it.
This
As a
is
result,
oh my
we
god.
have 3 female villains who are all villains only because they're victims. Okay.
Only
Sure,
because they're victims.
Sure, we have Bruiser, who is also a victim, but he's only a victim because someone else got directly hurt. As such, hopefully by the end of this 3-parter, I'll be able to make something good out of my mistakes. Because if I don't, I'll just be throwing more mistakes onto the pile, and I hate it when I make mistakes. Oh my fucking god!
This
You're
guy
so
is such an
stupid.
idiot. I became a feminist, so therefore I have to change how I wrote female characters because they're gendered. You do realize, like, oh my god, the idea that we're trying to erase gender dimorphism, the idea that we're trying to erase difference in the fact that there are such a thing as difference of, like, growing up in cultural and societal things. For example, the Roman Empire, right, within the Roman society, women didn't have first names. They didn't need them. Only men had them. It's an example of a culture and society in which is different. And is it something we should call sexist? No, because that would be ignorant. See, I'm using their own terminology. But the thing is,
Oh, honey.
there are societies that are different. For example, in Arabic and Islamic societies, women don't have rights. They're property. Muslims don't view women as equals or as people, for that matter. It's just how they are. And so, you know, you have different things going on, and it's wrong for us to call them bad. See, YouTube, I can be politically correct. Wow, look at me. They're just doing what's right for their totally equal culture. Totally.
Yes, equal's the word I would use for it, not backwater.
This is why such a thing as cultural superiority is an actual thing. There are cultures in our world that are just better than other cultures because they're more advanced. They're not stuck in the Middle Ages. Little Possum 22, let's say good. Welcome to stream, Little Possum Fish, and thank you for the donation. Very generous. But yeah, so like this whole rhetoric and this whole train he's going down is the ridiculous, because feminism leads to all sorts of other silly ideas. It's like, what is feminism, right?
Bunch of silly ideas.
Because, like, yeah, it all leads to the same ridiculous things, doesn't it, though?
Just the way you phrased it. That's all.
No, but
Feminism, how silly.
the thing is, like, reality is, right, there's only so many things that are you can do equal. Like, equal rights for all of mankind is an important thing, right? Everyone should have equal rights, but there should be no such thing as just what do you call it? Egalitarian, or not egalitarian, equity, right? Because you shouldn't handicap somebody who's more successful and smarter to be stupid. We all have equal opportunity. That does not necessarily mean that we are all, you know, going to succeed. That's not how the world works. Some people work harder for it. Some people just get lucky. Some people don't get lucky. And that's the nature of the world. Sometimes things work out your way. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes you have a good year. Sometimes you don't. Just how it is. But you need to strive to grow as an individual and become stronger because of, you know, your failings, and learn from those mistakes so that you can improve. Otherwise, you end up, you know, in a sort of repeating cycle of being just a little crappy potato. And what the whole problem with this thing is this same idea of like, it's uplifting, it's trying to uplift people because it views them as they're not equal to begin with. And that's already a flawed level of thinking. People are equal. People have been equal for like the last, you know, fucking half a century about, because our society has moved on. We have grown up. But the thing is, these groups and these movements, the reason why they still exist is because the people that work inside these organizations and movements need to justify their own existence. So they must make up and fabricate new problems. For example, this happened with Crusades as well, right? The Teutonic Order is one example where they, you know, dealt with the pagans, but they wouldn't go away. They just kept attacking all the neighboring kingdoms. And the reason for it is because, well, again, this organization, this group now needs to justify its existence. Even though the mission goal was completed, it's not going to disband. There's too much power it has created, too much money invested. Why should we get rid of this now, right? Sunk cost fallacy is a thing. And when it comes down to it, when you have power now, do you want to relinquish that power now that your mission is complete? Will you step down after the emergency powers are no longer needed? An example of George Lucas tried to tell the story with the prequel Star Wars movies, where, you know, Chancellor Palpatine seized like emergency time power, wartime powers, and the whole criticism that George Lucas was trying to show is that once those emergency powers are given, like, you'll lose a part of it. And there's some valid things there, right? But the problem is the execution is really bad. But it's interesting because that is true. Like, once you have those powers, are you gonna turn them over and, you know, step down? And I don't think they're gonna.
The often answer is no. You have donations.
We do. Little Boss Noise Fighter say, how many waves of feminists could you fight with a land whale boss fight after every 5 waves? Well, depending on how much munition I have. Thank you for your donation.
Or what I'm using. If I'm using a chair, I'll do very well. If you don't know, there's a video of a guy throwing a chair at a woman. She just gets fucking decked.
Donk.
There's also a $2 donation saying good from Blossoms as well.
Because the big thing with equity is not a good thing. It's not like equality, right? Equality of opportunity means that you have a chance, but you have to earn that, right? You have to earn that success. Equity is like when you take a saw to someone's legs and you saw them off because someone else is short. There's a great American story that was written where it was about people who were shackled and chained. Like, if you were too pretty, you wore a mask, and if you were too strong, they tied weights to you to wear you down so that you had the equal strength of everyone else. So you were handicapped to be at the same level as everyone around you. And that is the problem with equity. Equity drags us all down to the lowest common denominator in our society, when in a lot of cases, that's not how the world should work, right? And the thing is, there are such things as emergency nets and safety things to catch people that fall through the cracks, right? Let's say somebody falls in hard times, there should be something to pick them up and put them back on their feeties. But it's on them to get back to it. You can't just, you know, coddle them, because if they get cozy, like a fat little baby, they're just going to sit there and be like, I don't want to do nothing. No. Everyone can work. Everyone can do something in society. Whether, even if you're a cripple, even if you're handicapped, there's always something. I've seen it in my hometown. Many handicapped kids that I grew up with end up working in grocery stores or become clerks and around stores and stuff. There's always something. Something you can do. And yeah, sure, you know, it sucks, but, you know, maybe there's certain things that you'll never be able to have, but, you know, that's just the world. Meritocracy is best, says Jaegerance. You're gonna like the Builder Empire. The reason why I'm talking about merit and a lot of merit-based things is because I've been focusing on the setting that we're writing. The Talioritas is a meritocracy full and through. They have their economy, and their economy isn't really like money. It's like social standing and achievement, and how you climb the ladder is through achievement. Now that introduces its own problems too, mind you. No society is perfect, right? People can try to steal someone's merit, try to claim it as their own. Just, whoa,
Someone
whoa.
could kill someone else when they're about to achieve something,
And then take
that
it. Yeah,
for themselves.
There's always gonna, no matter what kind of society, there's always some sort of bad things that are there because it's just human nature, right? Nothing's perfect, and the best societies are often the most flawed. It's like, look at them purr. It's funny when Kib states he's been focusing on the thing he's been focusing on for 20 years, and yes, yeah, but I'm focusing on a specific thing within that setting. Do you have any idea how big the Mixer setting is? There's like 1,000 different nations, cultures, religions, faiths, and different eras over the span of like several trillion years that have to be fleshed out. Like, it takes time. I've got gray hairs. I'm gonna be totally gray and I'll be dead, and someone's gonna have to pick up and continue on after I'm gone. It's never gonna be finished, fools. It's always a perpetual project. Just
It cannot end.
it can't. It's like
There
good
is
and
no
evil is subjective. How do you define achievement? Well, that's important. How does that society define achievement? And that's what you'll learn in the lore videos we're working on. Because that is entirely important. What is achievement? What is a virtue and what is a vice in that culture? Because that's like, for example, you know, monogamy in our culture is not necessarily virtuous. It's considered like the standard normal, right? But if someone's polygamous or something like that in our culture, that's considered a taboo. It's looked down upon. And there are reasons for that. Some of them are, you know, more justified for a lot of things, and some aren't in certain points in history. It changes for culture and things and how things work. Like being, you know, another virtue would be, for example, not necessarily coupling, but in religion, right? Being pious is virtuous in some societies, but that has changed in terms of the weight it carries in the culture and society, depending on the era, right? So if we go back to medieval Europe, being very pious is very virtuous. However, if we go to, you know, modern times, it doesn't have the same power it once had. There are different things that are held in the different, you know, different achievement. Like saving somebody's like dog is probably viewed as more virtuous nowadays. You know, much more honorable or something. More merit is gained by saving a life in that view. Often end up killing each other. I only read a part of it, and so I get confused. Thing about with extreme meritocracy societies, they're often very disunited. Often end up killing each other. That's what you're going to get to see when the council comes into play in the inner politics of the thing we're making. Because how the council is structured and how the commission works with the council is very much going to show you a picture of how the politics work for a society that's based on merit. Or, well, not based on merit, but a society that's greatly influenced by merit. But will Kib Jr. have the same vision? Well, Kib Jr. is Chatfish. Chatfish are my little babies, and they'll do whatever I tell them. Oh. I remain a pious servant of the Omnisci, says Genofish. Don't worry, I will continue it. First, I will retcon everything and make it about trade disputes and taxes, and women being the bestest ever. Trade disputes and tax. It almost sounds like you're doing a George Lucas.
Yes, main characters will worry about rent instead of saving your world.
Rent. Rent costs have gone up this week.
Kianos is being
ahead.
very. Kianos and Rumble Chat is being very spurgy.
Very spooky. Well, it's an interesting conversation because we could delve into this for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Because I've been spending day after day after day after day building, or not building up, because I've already built this society, but now actually finally getting to fleshing it out, right? Because when you're writing lore for a setting, you'll sketch it out, and then you'll have a good sketch out idea, and you're like, this is going to be really fun to work on. And then you get to working on it, and like, it's really fun to work on it, but oh boy, is it a lot of work. Because you got to structure out, like, you know, the administrative side, the legislature, like, how does culture view, like, okay, well, what's normal, like, what would people do, what's like the average Joe in a society like this, like, what is life like being a citizen of Eurotas, like, is it Is it something that's, easy? Is it comfortable? Is it, or is it a hard life, depending on the culture, right? How does it compare to being a Nafir, Like, what's that like life-wise? Because those are very different cultures altogether.
They are superior in every way.
Oy, oy, oy.
They ride the steps up on their birds.
Big hoppy chickens.
My chicken. Joke.
My tummy kind of squishy.
Poultry steed.
All right. Well, this conversation that we just had was infinitely more interesting than this entire fucking comic. Unfortunately, though, we have to get back to the comic. Because we'll be stuck here forever. Has Gibbs ever used Kickstarter? No. Honestly, Kickstarter, like, we don't have the outreach to make Kickstarter work, I don't think. Like, the big thing is that with Kickstarter, it's just like, okay. Then you start introducing, like, deadlines, and then things can't grow to their true potential. One of the benefits with crowdsourcing a project entirely by a regular basis is that things are allowed to mature in ways that are much stronger, rather than being, forced out because of a deadline that's been instituted. I can see the value in it, and as I see more indie projects that have lasted for decades, I can start to see how truly amazing that is. Project Zomboid, I think, is one of my biggest things where I've always been fascinated by it, because it's been in development forever, and it will be probably forever, but it has only benefited from it. It has become a stronger game, and if they had met the arbitrary deadlines, that game would be nothing like it is now. It is absolutely tremendous how cool it is as a video game. But that's a side top tangent. Lord of Possums gives 5 memberships. Thank you for the generous gifted memberships. Remember, Chatfish, to thank Possums if you received a gifted membership.
We have met the goal for keeping Lucky Fish's job.
Very good, Chatfish. And the more money we make, the easier it is on the rest of us. So let's keep on a-trucking. But yeah, the biggest thing to remember, I think, before moving on, and the biggest lesson Lightbringer teaches, is a lesson I've learned already from much better writers, honestly. But when understanding writing and the creative process, the first thing you should ask yourself is, when you're writing something, why? Why? Why did this battle take place? Why did the Battle of Broken Storms take place? What was the reason for it, right? What led to it? Why was it here at the city of Estios? And was it the geography? Was it the culture? And then it's like, okay, well, what played into what?
Was it just the closest place?
Was it just because it was the place they just bumped into each other by accident? Was it a planned thing? Like, how much work went into the defenses? Stuff like that. The Battle of Broken Storms is a great example of that, because we basically answered all those questions. We have yet to release the lower videos for that, because we are...
It doesn't have to be big and impressive, Chet, either. Remember the American Civil War, the one against the British. That was started over the shot heard around the world. Now it's just at a random fucking bridge in the middle of nowhere. Like, one little thing set off a huge chain of events.
Yep,
it doesn't have to be grandiose at the beginning. It can start small and then ramp up.
Could be an accident too. Could be like, for example, in our setting, Kanar's death was an accident. The first king of Astri died in an accident, which eventually led to the Astro Dominion Wars, which are massive global spanning conflicts. Things happen sometimes. A great example that's similar to that in history is Archduke Franz Ferdinand. It wasn't an accidental death, but the death resulted in the exact
and to ramp up in fucking a war. Yeah.
In a war that had nothing to do with about what the assassination was about. It got huge. But yeah, like all sorts of things. Snowballing. The greatest way to ever build a story or a setting is to first study the source directly itself. And the best source to study is life itself. This goes for both many other forms of art, both music, both art as in like drawings, and as well as narrative or story. History has many lessons to teach. All you need to do is just simply turn a few pages and you'll have figured out probably more learning there than you would from any sort of instruction or tutorial video.
You should have 9 Chatfish on screen, by the way, I think. 9?
Chatfish?
No, 10. It should be 10
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fat little fish. Fat little fish. Around and chubby because they're fat little fish. Okay.
You should ring that bell to annoy people.
They wriggle and they wiggle because they're fat little fish. Fat little fish. Another one. Tell that to the WOTC kibs, Wizards of the Coast. That looks like a lesson they needed to learn and didn't. Some people don't learn this. Some people forget it. Some people learn it and then forget it. Some people know it and then simply just forget to use that knowledge. It happens all the time.
Some people don't care.
Some people literally just don't give a shit. Yes. Some people understand that you don't actually need to do that in order to make money or to be successful. Some people are smarter and understand that you can just simply shit out whatever and it'll just sell no matter what, even if it's middle of the road. Not even just Star Wars. Everything.
I know. But people rely so much on the fucking name brand of Star Wars that they just...
You don't even need name brand.
Crap.
You can just shit out something mid and it'll probably do pretty well. Because again, most people don't have taste or refined taste. Most people will consume whatever detritus rolls down the hill. Because it's just what people do. I did that for the better most part of my entire life as a child. I didn't have refined taste until I grew older and started to refine my palate. And was like, I don't really like this. Or I have a lot of games that I love as a child, like Battle Engine Aquila. I love that game so much. It's got a special spot in my heart. But it's an absolutely ridiculous game. It's the one I always reference as a guilty pleasure because it does nothing particularly good, but it's just a novel concept. And so I like it a lot. Another one that I would use, for example, is Stubbs the Zombie. A novel concept, but it's not particularly, well executed. But the novelty of it alone was enough for me because I just like, well, yeah, it's not particularly great, but you know what? I like it.
I used to like Pokemon games. Well, now I don't.
You can still like things, even if they are not good.
They have drove me to hate it.
Oh, okay. Well, my quick point on that is you can still like a work or like a game, even if it's still not good. There are bad games I like that I know are bad games, and I'm not even going to defend them because they're bad, but I think they're fun, and I like them. You can like games that are bad. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Was it the Vaporeon, Reggie? No, the Pokemon franchise as a whole has been downgrading for like a better half of a decade, I think. They just been getting worse and worse as time goes on. It's just Nintendo rot, is what I like to call it.
No, you can't age a Weego, says Blake. You're allowed to like things that are bad. And they're like the Resident Evil movies, for example, the live action ones, are really bad. But I enjoy watching them with friends because they are funny with friends.
I like the first one. The rest are just kind of boring a little bit.
They're great because of how incredibly ridiculous and contradictory they get as they go on. Like, it's like, imagine watching a train wreck unfold over 7 movies. Like, that's basically...
Now we're in a wasteland world. Now we're not.
Actually, the world didn't end. Never mind. But also it is. But it isn't. And maybe it is. And maybe it is. We can't really make up our mind.
Characters are alive again. No,
also, we're finally going to bring in the video game characters. Also, they're gone for this next movie. They're just not here anymore. They're just not here anymore.
Wesker loves Alice. Or does he?
It's kind of weird. These fight scenes are some of the worst choreography I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, God. Yes, there can be fun things from bad things. Remember, just because it's bad doesn't mean you can't have fun with it. Now, sometimes there's certain things that are just fucking terrible.
The new Zelda is bad.
I just found it boring, honestly.
It's the same as the last game, but worse.
I don't really have an opinion on it because I just don't really care that much. I haven't played enough to know. So we're here all... I like how this conversation we're having is so much more interesting than this fucking comic. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I really just don't want to talk about this comic. This comic is like the least interesting thing. And I have 1,000 subjects we could talk about, chat. All infinitely more interesting and almost endless in terms of, you know, the dialogue we could have with them, and this fucking narcissistic, shitty fucking comic that's written by a feminist. Ooh. So
A
we're
new
all
feminist.
here for vengeance in some way? Well, you and those three are. Power Glove is a mercenary. He did give a reduced price for this job, but still fairly pricey. This fucking dialogue. I don't know how his gauntlets work, but they're astounding technology.
Fire Demon, on the other hand, is not a person. It is a being I summoned to assist you. It does feel like we're reading fucking Sancho again.
I summoned to assist you. It will follow your command as long as I tell it to. Now then, let us discuss a plan of attack.
So it will follow your command, which is following her command.
Listen, like, he just, again, the first thought that entered this moron's mind, he just put it and then goes like, canon, done. Like, that's how these comics feel. It doesn't feel like there was any forethought or planning put into it. Like, it just feels like it was shat out like most things I've ever read or seen. Where it's like, yeah, I like that. Yep, good, and ship, done. Next. And it's like, like no commitment for long term. That's one of the biggest things in creative works that I think I am so not into. Like, if you're not committed your entire life to the project, then why are you wasting my fucking time? Thank you, young lady. You may step down now. I'm not happy about this. The man's just as bad as whereas. The two should be cellmates. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so God help you? I do. Serpent may not have been high-ranking member of the slavers, but he's guilty of everything whereas did and more. And how in exchange for testifying against them, he's getting off easy? A year in maximum security facility and then 5 years in a minimum, hardly getting off easy. The DA needed his testimony for how the slavers were organized. Not many are willing to talk. God, I forgot about his ugly-ass main character. It's not a perfect situation, but sometimes we have to make compromises for the greater good. I recall whereas saying the same thing. It's not what he was talking about, and you know it. I know. I guess I've just got a lot on my mind. Say, what was with the protesters that I heard about? Nothing to be worried about. Just Charlie Manson-type followers and Gorian lifters trying to support whereas. Whatever happened to regular old hippies? Fucking cringe, he's T-posing. Well, I should get down there. I'm up. Prosecution, call your next witness. Your Honor, at this time, the prosecution calls the Lightbringer to the stand. Creak. Lightbringer, flash. Answer some questions. Your opinion on Lightbringer. Order. I will have order in here. Hannah, come quick. Lightbringer's taking the stand. Oh my god. Main character. Say Cass is coming over later to watch TV. Her couch is occupied or something. So help you God, I swear. Please, state your name for the record. Objection! There is no Lightbringer listed as a citizen in Pharaoh City. The witness is committing perjury already, and that's my cue. Alright, Squealy, enjoy reading his fucking narcissistic notes.
Couple of notes on this one. First and foremost, the top panel selling didn't come out the way I had hoped. Due to my laziness, I didn't draw any reporters in it, so I figured, hey, just make it a whole bunch of reporters' cameras going off, like going off that blocks off the view. It prevents people from seeing anything. The effect didn't really come out as well as I hoped. Next, the second panel was originally going to be Lightbringer walking in front of the jury, and also bringing in more cameos. But sadly, I drew it too low, so no heads would have been seen. As such, I decided instead of just switching to a reaction shot of Michelle watching the trial on TV. since since such an event would be obviously largely publicized. As such, I was also going to have Michelle make a joke to play on her knowledge of the medieval or romantic period, but I couldn't make it small enough to work. Subsequently, Hannah's making a joke as a reference to Castoons, the fan comic about Cassandra Cain and the most mainstream comics.
Strange. Who the Carrie Daniel, attorney at law? Please excuse the interruption, Your Honor, but I'm counsel for the witness. My client didn't give me much time to formulate his case, but I believe I've got enough here to defend him in his privacy. Click. So you see, my client is only admitted to engaging in slavery, like literal slavery, and some For starters, as a private citizen, Lightbringer has informer's privilege under Rivaro v. United States. And while Lake v. Walmart Stores Incorporated doesn't apply for his right to privacy, the Fifth Amendment should allow him to refuse to answer the question because of possibly being sued over alleged crimes he may have committed. Furthermore, enough, Miss Daniel. I get the point. Objection overruled. Lightbringer does not need to reveal his true name during this trial. Thank you, Your Honor. Lightbringer, could you begin by telling us how you became involved in the affairs of the defendant? I'd be delighted to. It began about 5 or 6 months ago. Oh, yes.
Phoenix, right? Eat your fucking heart out. Kill yourself.
No,
Over
can't say
Magic
that.
$2. We will fund my immortal next. Okay. Seriously though, I'm going to have a third legal defense here, but sadly I lack the room plus the knowledge. Really, this was to build on the tagline of the series, which hasn't been referenced much. The world's first superhero, eventually Lightbringer, was going to appear in court, which meant establishing legalities for superheroes. And don't worry, we'll be getting out of the background less environment soon enough. Jesus Christ.
I like how he wastes so much time writing these little explanation things. And like, the problem is that it's often written as like excuses for why something isn't the way it is. So it's like, why not just, instead of dedicating that time to doing that, just make the thing? Like, I get it occasionally, right? We've all been there creatively where it's like, okay, like we didn't have time to do this. But generally, my rule of thumb is actually just to not tell the audience. Okay, because if you draw attention to it, now they're going to be aware of it. And so now they're going to be like, oh, that's why that's that way. Rather than just not fucking doing it all the time. Like, I don't know, maybe you could just do that, and then in a developer-like thing, you know, later, if there's a Q&A, you can answer it there. Instead of directly on the comic, like, what the fuck? Like, you might as well just do Q&As. Like, what the purpose of this? What the purpose of this? What the purpose of this? There's a snowplow. It's plowing snow. I can hear it. You might hear it, too. At which point the general was arrested. No further questions. Tell me, what other methods of fighting Mr. Juarez did you consider besides throwing him through the window? I don't know what you mean. Like, through something other than violence, something more like pacifism? Oh my god.
You think
Sir,
he's cute?
pacifism can work wonders. It's an active tool that can and has been used to stop many forms of oppression. Because
it's not an active tool, it's a passive tool.
Yeah, it's a passive tool. Stupid. Because I have faced drug dealers, rapists, murderers, and monsters. Then why didn't you? I have fought a man who claimed to be Jack the Ripper. I have battled a thief who wielded dark powers. This universe doesn't seem to take itself even seriously. That's the funny part. And if you think that pacifism would have stopped Juarez or any other evildoer like him, then your head is quite frankly stuck in the clouds.
like how he doesn't even understand what pacifism is. Consider this my apology page for the remarks about pacifism early in the comic. I know it's not the best thing, and it comes off kind of stilted in the way the question is framed. But there you have it. Pacifism can still be useful in the right situations. But with Fair City, it isn't. Jesus Christ.
This goddamn.
Actually,
Oh, he has no spine. He never commits to anything. I swear to God.
this page is an example of a flaw I've noted before. I don't script a lot of these beforehand. I have a vague idea of what's going to be said when I draw it. But most of the time, the actual words aren't there. As a result, I'll draw something in reference to something I had originally planned on saying, but then it gets cut out. Like, for example, the chains behind Lightbringer in the third panel. I was going to make a reference to the legacy of chains thing, or that, whereas would rather see me in chains type of dialogue, but it didn't make it. Plus, I rewrote this twice because originally Lightbringer was going on for a bit about why pacifism works in other situations, but doesn't in Ferris's case. And it sounds even more forced than this dialogue. If I had actually drawn a second page for Lightbringer's answering questions on the stand, we would have seen a bit more of him talking about why there needs to be superheroes in the world. Jeez. Why are you like this, Linkara? No.
Later at Obelisk Square. Hey, Carter. Yeah, tell me something good. Huh? You know, something decent or kind. What brought this on? I don't know. Just tell me something good. Okay, let's see. Oh, I know. Okay, when you were born, a million other kids could have resulted from another cell meeting that egg. God help me. Multiply that by the odds of your ancestors meeting and producing every person that eventually led to you, Sandy. The sheer impossible odds of it make you a miracle. To quote a hero, you are rarer than a quark and unpredictable beyond the dreams of Heisenberg, the clay in which... That's cringe. That's very cringe. All right, feel free to read this shit.
Lord Byron, eat your heart out. I've got Alan Moore to give me romantic stuff. Location. What we see here is Obelisk Square, one of Fair City's monuments. In this case, it's a general symbol of life. What with the obelisk shape and the fact that there is a fountain with water pumping out of it from the sides and being constantly recycled and rejuvenated. The roof has holes in it, hence the sunbeams we see flowing down. This was my first attempt at getting to draw more background stuff, inspired by Spike of Templar, Arizona, since she has done such a superb job of actually incorporating the background and history of the city into her comic.
God. Help, kid.
Like, he has the same catchphrase-isms that Christian does. It's the funny part.
Yup. Smell that fresh city air? Thanks, but I'll have to live with the dusty old basement air. You're in a good mood tonight, though. I've been having a good month, by the way. Any progress on the gauntlet? As a matter of fact, yes. Based on my study of the tech, I have a theory about what it does. I'm all ears. You know how in space there's no gravity but objects still have mass? I'll pretend that I paid attention in physics and said yes. And say yes. This tech, well, from what I've read, it's pretty theoretical. But supposedly it could reduce an object's mass to almost zero. Since mass affects the pull of gravity on an object, it can make it almost weightless and... Wait, where the heck did you learn all of this? The internet is your friend, LB. Well, hold the science lecture for a second. I see a familiar face on a roof. Squealy.
Science! Okay, pseudoscience, mostly, since the technology scene here most certainly doesn't exist yet. However, I'm also not a scientist, unlike certain other webcomics out there, so I have to rely on the information provided to me about how Power Glove gauntlets work. The scene was another example of me trying to build up background more, in this case by adding lots of background details while Hannah's working. Also, the last panel is the start of an experiment for buildings in the background of the city, using a I'm assuming photo reference, which incorporated a similar way of drawing the buildings. Frankly, I don't think it turned out very well. It's kind of bad. You're bad at art, man.
Kind of bad at it. Like, you're not taking
Teamwork.
time to learn or grow your skills. Like, they've been consistently terrible, I think, the whole time.
In fact, you're rushing it even more than you were before.
And so it gets worse and worse. Like, look at that fucking face. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god.
I feel like he regresses every now and then.
Like, the thing is, yes, drawing is definitely not an easy thing to just immediately pick up and do. Somebody who's done it, like, it takes time and practice. But, like, just take your time. Like, you're just trying to pump out this shit, and what happens is you're just pumping out more shit. Like, it's just more shit, and nothing has improved since the beginning of the comic. All right, go ahead. Let's go ahead and read. We're in position now. Or position. Are you ready, Lady Anela? Yes, he should be here any moment now. Is something wrong? No, it's just I used to love to see the city from up here. Ah, there's the man of the hour himself. You don't have to do this, Linda. I wouldn't have to do this if you had done the job in the first place. You used to be a teacher. Tell me, what sort of example are you setting for your students? Fire demon. What the?
Fire demon.
Was you holy? Was you Power Glove? Fire demon has him distracted. You're up. Oh, geez. This is like punching a furnace. God help me. This'll be a short fight. Bombs away. Whoosh. Okay, I've had about enough of this. I'm getting a little sick and tired of this crap. Honestly, what is it about Pharos that attracts all this? And furthermore, oh shitbag. Wow, I think this is probably the best thing I've seen him do, like, recently. In terms of his special, quote-unquote, effects.
Special effect.
Now, it's not perfect. Again, you want to, like, mix some darks in there, too. But, you know, whatever. Like, I think visually is the most impressive thing he's done, I think, in the entire series. There's
just a bunch of paint splotches.
Well, no, it's just he has a basic understanding of, like, lighting, so he actually looked at some reference. Because, like, you know, the whites and then the yellow, because the white is the hottest point normally, and then the oranges is actually the coolest.
Well, like, I'm just noticing the lines that he used to reference, like, draw all of it, though.
Listen, nobody said that it was perfect, okay? Like, it should have like black bits for like the smoke and stuff, and it should have a little bit more like debris because it was a fucking car. But you know,
the gray coming off it is what's supposed to be the smoke, but
yeah, no, it shouldn't be gray because the lighting of the background doesn't work with it. Like, again, it's not good, but you know, maybe he's learning. I don't know. So much for the world's first superhero. I very much doubt that. Why? Do cars routinely explode when they hit a person? Hey, he must have put up a shield right before it hit. Bruiser, what's your status? I'm in position above the courthouse. As soon as Whereas comes out, I'll take him within seconds. Just keep Lightbringer distracted. I can handle cops. But can you handle me? What the? Surprise! Pow! Oof! Gasp, wheeze, pant. Dear Lord. Hannah, I need backup. Call Crane and get a SWAT team. Hannah, where are you? Oh my God, quaff. What just? Lightbringer. Who the? Wait a second. Haven't I seen you somewhere before? Aren't you Legato? That sound it makes, by the way.
I become Edward Scissorhand Lady.
Yes. Shh. Gotta run, gotta run. Damn it, man. Get your bearings. Okay, so Lady Analemma. I just like saying her name. Analemma. Analemma. Got herself some friends. Celebrity friends at that. Just focus and try not to die. Okay, we've got at least 4 and slash. Back down I go, a little girl. Tee-hee, hello, time to die. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Who the hell are you? Boozoo, thwack. Tee-hee, my name's Lacey. I like sharp things. Oh, Christ, kill me.
All she did was throw a knife at him.
Yeah, that was about
Why
the
is she
lamest
here?
attack, I think. Linda brought kids into this? Okay, my sympathy has ended. Shove your sympathy. Oof. What hit me? And where's my rifle? Freeze, punk. I got a tip about someone trying to assassinate Juarez from here. Put your hands behind your head. Slowly. Harry? And then he punches him and takes him by surprise.
Remember, he was a good cop.
Don't force us to hurt you more, Lightbringer. Stay down or we'll make you stay down. Damn it, just listen to me. You don't have to do this. We most certainly do. Whereas has money and power. He'll find some loophole to get out of prison. And the truth is, there's nothing you can do anyway. By now, Whereas has been killed by the 6th member of this group. They're so stupid. They're so fucking stupid. Give it up. If you don't stop now, we might kill you. You've already lost this fight. Lightbringer may have lost this fight, but I haven't. Lightbringer hasn't lost this fight, but Lewis hasn't. Hannah, is that? Oh my God.
Or some say,
Who the hell are you? Me? I'm just here to spoil your plans. Hannah Mentz has come to my rescue, and she's wearing a comic book character's costume. And though I'm sure I'm about to die, my last thoughts are of regret. Namely that I should never have let Hannah borrow my Brabant trade paperbacks. Legacy of Chains Part 2. Alright, Squilly, enjoy.
Okay, obviously a couple of things to say about this one. First of all, I have been planning this for over a year.
Oh, wow.
Why is that blue? No, this is obviously not going to be Hannah's superhero costume. Whose costume is this? I directed you to the Stephanie Brown Wikia, home of the DC superheroes heroine known as the Spoiler. I also directed you to Project Girl Wonder, a site dedicated to getting Stephanie Brown a memorial case in the Batcave. So why did I do this? Oh, a few reasons. Mainly, I felt it was my way of honoring a character who has been treated like crap. Plus, it seems like something Hannah would do, making a costume of a hero she enjoyed and putting it on to fight bad guys. I admit this one we see above is actually the 3rd version of the picture I've made. Like I said, I've been planning this for over a year, so of course my enthusiasm would get the better of me, and I draw it out. Mind you, the first version was before I actually started following art tutorials, so of course it looked crappy. The second had better proportions, but still was pretty bad. This version is indeed the best. 5. I admit I actually was thinking about not doing this. First, since I'm sure I'll get flamed for it for one reason or another. Another reason is because in recent comics, as of this writing, there's a good chance she'll be coming back to life. Still, I like it. I like how it came out, so I decided to go with it.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
Good.
This is proof that art tutorials don't work, says like Liberty or Dead. It's just whether or not you learn anything from them.
I think the only thing I've learned from this comic is that if you have narcissistic tendencies, you shouldn't probably be creative.
One of the best things to actually learn how to draw a human being and with human proportions is to just look at someone and try to draw them as fast as possible, because you'll start to learn
Not
how.
necessarily as fast as possible. So
Yeah, just like
what you actually want to do is you want to look at people and you want to just try drawing them to the best of your ability and try to keep learning from drawing from your life or life in general. For example, hands or studying hands in different poses, taking pictures, different angles of a hand with different shapes with the fingers. Like, and then also there's another layer to it, like, is dissecting the basic like material, like understanding how the muscle works, understanding how the bone structure works of a human. Drawing a skull is important because if you understand a skull, you understand the fundamental principles of how a skull works. Then you understand how the facial muscles work, that can better understand how a smile works. Art is so much more complicated than just, you know, fucking like drawing a stick figure and then being like, that's good, yeah, that's good.
yeah. I was mostly referring to drawing people, because as a assignment I would do as a kid, I would be drawing a person, and I would have 1 minute to actually draw them. So I had to get down all the basic shit, and that was to just teach me how to draw the basics.
There's like a million things. There's also shapes. So drawing people and then only using shapes or cylinders to create objects. Shapes like spheres, triangles, trapezoids, squares. And then within that, using that as a construction template then to draw and like underneath it. That method I do not like. I just don't like it. It's stupid. Because it just takes fucking forever, in my opinion. All right, let's get back to it. Hello, readers and well-wishers. This is your friendly author, Lewis, drawn as a blue lizard thing. Since the hiatus probably has everyone bummed out, I decided to give a little history of Lightbringer for new readers. This is Pharaoh City, founded in the mid-1980s by 7 businessmen and women. The idea was to create a New York or Los Angeles for the Midwest, attracting business and entertainment opportunities like those on either coast. To commemorate the foundation, each business person created their own tower, where they focus their industrial power. However, along with all the economic prosperity came a boatload of criminal activity. Seeing Pharos as the perfect spot to conduct their various trade, mobsters, gang members, murderers, and the like all made their way to the beacon of the Midwest. Most powerful and prolific of these criminals were aptly titled human traffickers, known as the Slavers. Carter Granholm was raised to believe in an extreme form of pacifism. However, he never felt comfortable with it, and as he saw the city decay into a cesspool of crime and corruption. After his parents were murdered, he tried to rebuild his life as a stock boy at a furniture store. Eventually, the other employees at the store retired or died, leaving him as its sole proprietor. As time wore on, the city got worse. Carter could no longer stand the evil around him. He had discovered at an early age that he could manipulate light to shoot bursts.
It fires and spurts.
No, it's bursts.
It fires and bursts.
Bursts. Of it form
Donkey Kong.
and form solid objects. Donkey Kong. Out of it
fires and bursts.
and fly on light. Particles Fearing his own power, he had never tried to use it to do good. An avid superhero fan, Carter constructed himself a costume and remade himself as the Lightbringer. Since criminals no longer feared conducting their business during the day, Carter swore to make them afraid of the light again. After officially becoming the world's first real superhero, he was charged with the task of taking down the slavers. He did so promptly, without a single loss of life. In the aftermath, his store's stock girl, Hannah Mentz, discovered his secret and subsequently became his confidant and backup in his fight to save Ferros. While it hasn't always been easy, Lightbringer has successfully fought off a few supervillains, as well as countless thugs and murderers. However, he has found himself teetering on the edge of death on no less than 3 occasions. Even worse, it has been seen that he is not entirely confident in his role as a superhero due to his pacifistic background, rejecting violence in any form. However, that's false. However, his desire to fight evil and with the inspiring energy of Hannah brings to the team has enabled him to continue the quest. Stock girl by day, ass kicker by all the freaking time. Oh, cringe. I am the terror that flaps in the night for the 9th time. No, you're not. Almost 2 years later, and I'm still wordy as all heck. Sorry, this one was so big. Hopefully the storyline will be done soon. Hopefully it'll be canceled. Oh, I thought you were a feminist. Oh, that's not very feminist of you to do that. I figured I should do something to hold you over until the next comic starts. As such, here's some fan service. That's not very feministic of you. For the heterosexual men, homosexual women, and bisexual both genders. Homosexual guys, sorry, but I'm fresh out of fan service. Wow. Andy hates gays. I can't believe it. Of all the questions I could ask, I only have one. Why the cape? There are very few things I want to see happen before I die. My partner cosplaying as a DC superhero is one of them. I'm terrified. Is not whatever. I'm terrified here.
Whatever.
Sure,
Hannah
is strong, but even I'm outmatched. Blah 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 blah. Now squeeze her. Read the.
Yeah, you missed the part where she says, "Damn, I look good."
That was cringe. I saw that. Now go ahead and read the.
I went up to remember a number of ideas for covers in my head for this issue, but none of them planned out. Plus, I figured everyone wanted to get on with the story and not just another random, poorly drawn pinup. As such, enjoy.
I will point out that my pinups are far better. You should check out the BH section of the Discord. Celeste is done. See, I know how to reward my audience, unlike this loser.
Like a fucking Arthman's and Jazz is hot in the fucking bikini.
Arthman, where's my fan art? You owe me fan art. He's like, what, you owe you fan art? Shut up. Where's my fucking fan art, slave? Like little lashes on his fucking back. He's like, oh, like giggles.
I was born in the cringe, molded by it. I had already experienced Fireball 20 XL before I was even a man.
Cringe. All right, let's continue with this shit show.
I actually have a cup next to me.
You have a what?
Moot moon.
Shut up, kitten. I think you'd better let him go, lady alumni, and alumni. Oh no! I finally realized what the no. That's cringe. I need a drink. No. I was always reading it wrong, and I thought it was like just dumb. I didn't realize how fucking cringe that was until just now. Oh my god, that's bad. Did he just do that, or did just I not notice that?
I believe he realized that he was misspelling alumni.
Because I was like, God, that was kind of a weird name, and then now he's like, her super name is Alumni, and it's
Hey,
so.
Needle, let me.
And Lemmy, I'm like, that's kind of a dumb name. I just need a new Coke.
Kip starts drinking. No, Gibbs isn't allowed to drink till the end of the year. Or Christmas, whichever.
Just to fund alcohol streams. We do not drink for free. I think you'd better let him go, lady and alumni. All right. Otherwise, I'm going to have to come down there and kick your ass. First of all, you got my name wrong. Second, please don't try this. Really don't want kids to hurt any kids. And right back at you. First of all, get a shorter villain name. Secondly, I'm 18. As you wish. Fire Demon.
Fire Demon.
It makes autistic sounds, by the way. It's like,
oh, gasp and shriek. Eek, fret.
Run up a tree and stalk terror. Whatever shall I do against such a beast? As she pulls out some balls. Well, this just to start. Paff. Oh, dearest me, I guess I shouldn't have emptied out that fire extinguisher and put all its contents in that metal. That reminds me, Lightbringer, we need a new fire extinguisher. Up and away. Well, more like up and jump over, but you get the idea.
Yeah, Hannah's been planning this for a while.
Cringe.
You're an idiot.
Ha! Made it over. Able to leap between tall buildings in a single bound. Let's see what I can do to you, Buckethead. Please, little girl, don't embarrass yourself by... Honk. And then he died. Ow. Oh no, my gauntlet. She has my gauntlet. She's also more prepared for this than I imagined. Fucking Mary Sue. That's it, Hannah. Keep them distracted while I work. What the? Come on, Miss Sin. We need to have a chat. Wee. And this is so freaking awesome. I need a theme song or something. Quick, somebody sing a theme song before I kick your ass. Oh my God, help. It's so bad. This is ridiculous. Whoever you are, I know you're watching. Get us out of here. It's too risky. I don't even know if I can. Just do it. Careful, young lady. You could poke someone's eye out with that. You're insane. No, I'm outsane. And then shoves her over, and then she dies.
Weird. Why? She's just a little girl with a knife.
I don't really. Yeah, this is really dumb. It's like, her superpower is that she's a little
everything.
Knife.
She's just a girl with a knife.
Yes, I think so. Ha! Damn, I'm good. Run away, you wimps. Oh, hey, LB. Look, I'm sure you're probably very angry about all this, but I've been working on this for months. The costume was the easy part. Power gloves tech, I reverse engineered, but I doubt it's as good as his. And look, we've already had this conversation. I don't work for you, and you can't force me to not be a superhero. In fact, where do you get off, Hannah? Yes'm. Not in that costume. Huh? If you're going to be doing this, I think it'd bet you better if you had something original. Besides, you don't want to get sued, do you? Ha, you've got a deal, Lawbringer. When we come up with your name, I'm going to make sure it's something I can make fun of. Steady, old chum. That's so bad. It's so bad. It just keeps going. Harry, what the hell is going on here? You mean you haven't heard about me? There had been rumors, but I never believed them. Well, you should. After I quit the force, I hunted down the bastards who killed my kids. Harry, I have to arrest you. It's different now. The gangs don't... What? You think your little white mascot has, your little white savior has fixed the thing? I want to change that because it's funnier. It's just as bad as ever. I don't buy that. Besides, it's not good enough reason for me to let you go. Oh yeah? How about this one, Eddie? The people who killed your family, I know what you did with them. But how? Go, before I regret this anymore. The next night. All right, Steve and Diane have left and the doors have been locked. Michelle out for her book club with your girlfriend. Ooh. So we have the evening to ourselves. Any word on the trial? Defense finally rested today. I heard Juarez went nuts on the stand, yelling about how he fixed Pharaoh City and I ruined it. His lawyer was in tears. I swear to God, like, they have no idea how, like, a legal system works or how lawyers just don't normally give a shit. Like, it's just a job to them half the time. Sometimes they care, but, like, fuck. I'd have loved to see that. Anyway, we'll need to do something about Michelle. She's getting suspicious again about us, and it'll just get worse when I'm jumping around on rooftops. You think it's time to bring her in? Frankly, I think we should have done it sooner. All right, but we're waiting until you finish your new costume. Spoil sport. So when are we going to tell Sandy about your double life? I will tell Sandy when I'm good and ready. And when she's good and ready, Hey, my life is difficult enough as it is without the possibility of her freaking out over what I do at night. Could you pass the brightener? In any case, it'll be good to have Michelle on board with the two of us on patrol. We'll need a new backup. Speaking of which, why don't you put the Radiant Manor on hold while you work on the costume? I'll think about it. Catch. Meanwhile, you are all a bunch of idiots. I can't believe I got up.
Why are you so stupid? I am the darkness and you're just bad at your jobs.
We were not prepared for this new individual if she has the power glove technology. No excuses. You lost Fire Demon, your chance at vengeance, and the Lightbringer. Do you know how long it will take me to summon another creature like it? I'm sorry. Four of you are supposed to be experienced at this. Fuck, like the little bitch that throws shit's experienced at anything. She's the most useless
knives.
dumb. She's the useless dumb skill that she just throws knives. You people are lucky that I even managed to teleport some of you out. Now I order you to go back out there, find General Juarez, and wipe his filth from the whack. No one orders me. Never again. Not you, not anyone. Understood. Empowered whammon.
That's how you cuck your big bad.
Yep.
In a one fell swoop.
So this scene right here makes this villain completely irrelevant. This whole story is now completely destroyed. It was bad to begin with. But now by the fact that, like, understood, like, he just saw, like, he's like, nope, not doing it. Like, weak. Again, no sense of scaling, no sense of, like, direction, no sense of idea, no sense of anything. It's like reading a story written by a headless fucking chicken. Now then, let's get back to the business. Let's get back to business. To defeat Hans.
Lightbringer.
He's dead. Get business at hand. Juarez is still alive. So the Lightbringer and some unknown girl are protecting him. Here's what we'll do. Boom, Krakow. Right, Sandy, semper ubi sub ubi. Suicide is painless. I could point out that doesn't mean anything in Latin, but I think you already know that. Night, Carter. Alrighty. Now it's just time to kick back and nuts. Why the hell did I ever suggest that thing to him? Visitors. Damn it, Harry. How the hell did you figure it out? Am I interrupting? Go ahead and read Squeal Star.
For those confused about the second and third panel, back in issue 4, it was established that the way Crane summons the Lightbringer is by shooting a firework into the sky that forms into Lightbringer's symbol. It's the kind of goofy thing that only works with superheroes. Wow.
Fucking lame. Alright. I saw the
You
original.
just call him.
Shut up. I saw the signal. Is something going on? Tell me, LB, have you ever regretted anything? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Never mind. Anyway, I needed to let you know the jury's made their decision. Where is as guilty as charged on all accounts. They're not going to announce it for another few days, and sentencing will be in secret at 3 a.m. tomorrow. Great to hear. Listen, I know it's short notice, but I'm going to need something for that night. What, you need an orchestra or something to help celebrate? As a matter of fact. And then we cut. The next night again. Looks like the tip panned out, whereas just went inside. When he comes out, I'll have a clear shot. Good. We've got your back this time. Just make sure you take him out right away. When we finish this, I've got some questions for our mysterious benefactor. I am begging you, please don't do this. I was wondering when you'd show up. Beg all you like. We're going to end this. You all have such great ability and promise, and you squander it like this. What, and be like you? Letting monsters live so they can hurt more people? That's the world you represent, hero. I don't think you realize how important we are. That sounds so whiny. Like, they look so fucking defeated, it's almost pathetic. Like, those people out there are the ones we've sworn to protect on this insane quest of justice for all. They look up to us just as we look up to them. They look up to us because they see what we should be. Heroic, strong, and flying with the angels. Jesus Christ, what? We look up to them because we know they can and will be that way someday. We're the ideal symbol. Or we're the ideal, sorry. My brain just sort of put words there. We're the symbols of decency, of honor, of everything that people want with the world. We draw a line in front of the darkness, and we give it our all, not because the world can't do it, but so we can show them how to do it. And it's not about who can lift a car over their heads, or who can shoot beams of light, or who's even smarter than everyone on the planet. It's about the symbol. We represent a world where you don't have to kill your enemies to beat them. A world where persons' very presence can prevent a crime. And a world that's like a utopia, not because of world peace or anything like that, but one where everyone is heroic. This is actually just drivel. Where everyone is brave and strong, in both flesh and spirit. Where our ideals are not just illusions or impossible dreams. Excuse me. But the true, real promise of tomorrow. And the simple fact of the matter is we don't get to that world by becoming hypocrites.
Hypocrites, not hypocrites, kid.
I'm mispronouncing it because it makes it better. Now go ahead and read, kitten.
Over on the forums, this is always a good way to start, there was an ongoing debate occurring about the philosophy of a superhero engaging in no killing whatsoever. After about four pages, inspiration finally hit me about the reason for it, and we see it above. Simply put, Lightbringer wants to create a better world where there is no killing. And if he doesn't want to be a hypocrite by building that future on the deaths of other people, no matter how malevolent or twisted. So is the forums with this boy.
To hell with your damn ideal. If my kids can't be in it, whereas is a bad man, the bad man must be punished. I couldn't think of anything to give that character to say. Screw your hero's paradise, I'm in this for the money. As you can see, none of us are buying your crap. Revenge is all we have. Actually, he's in it for the money, and she's literally stupid.
She's just a kid with a knife. That's all she is, and all she ever will be.
And there's no convincing you otherwise. You're not a very good listener. The answer is no. Now go chase muggers while we do the work you're unwilling to do. Then I'm very, very sorry. Ugh, what have you done? Smile, smile, and be a villain. Such a bad villain. Such bad everything.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, it's just like an interlude thing. I'm blinding you. I'm not letting any light hit your... I'm blinding you. I'm not letting any light hit your eyes. And I have to say, this is really hard to keep up while you're all moving around. So you're up now, Miss Sin.
I burned the light on your skull.
Okay, crack. She betrayed them. Happy? No, not really. I was hoping I could convince at least one of them. It was a pretty corny speech. Lady Anelma should be easy enough to contain. We're going to try to put Lacey Boyle through counseling again. Hopefully we can still recover the little girl she used to be. I've got 3 different foreign ambassadors waiting for news on Power Glove. Apparently there are some outstanding warrants on him. Bruiser's on his way to the station, but I'm not sure if we can hold him. He had some friends back when he worked for us.
So why is he going there?
I don't know. Then you shouldn't have him go there. It's stupid. Which just leaves whereas life with the possibility of parole in 25 years. Works for me. Lightbringer, we had a deal. I've done my part. Now it's time for you to do yours. Hannah Ment's war journal. Well, I wasn't there for it myself. Chief Crane told me about it later. So warm. Give her light hands.
He light-bringed her hands.
Click.
This is why they call him the Lightbringer.
About how Carter had struck a deal with her. If she helped stop the others, he'd help her do the one thing, only thing she wanted. She played for over an hour, and Carter was there the whole time, maintaining the hands despite every delicate movement she made. According to Crane, it was the most beautiful song he had ever heard in his life. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. Super emotional. And another morning rise. The problem with these characters is we had no build up with her, by the way. She's like, I lost my hands. Also, I got to play piano because I want to like play.
Now I have scissor hands, and now I scratch people.
Yeah, fucking. It's like she doesn't even kill you when she just scratches them. Like, you scratchies on
I'm a little girl, but I'm crazy and have a knife, so I throw the knife at people.
I throw the knife.
That's my whole skill set, by the way.
I throw knives at people and sharp
I'm still
objects.
a small child, so there's not a lot of force behind those knives, but you know.
Is that how you write a child and make them like intimidating or have like abilities? Oh my god. It's not even hard. It's just, oh my god. And another morning rises in Pharaoh City. Maybe it wasn't perfect for everyone, but it's good enough for me. I wonder how it is that those 6 met each other. I mean, how does a school teacher meet a mercenary? How do you think? Like he's getting like electrocuted or something. Who had the knowledge to create the fire demon? Who knew about the gangs and the people they hurt? Who had the connections to get any expense? There's only one person it could be. It's the dark dude. And most importantly, no. Who hates you enough to make them go after you? Darkbringer.
And yes, this time there aren't any false angels to save you.
Next, what you really think I'd tell you?
Oh, jeez. If only somebody had tried to warn him about. Oh, wait. Oops. Oh, this interlude stuff. Fan art. Fan art.
My fan art's better.
Fan art. Actually, that's
It's better.
not terrible. Fan art.
Better. And most of the fan art is at least better than his. On par.
If it's little kids, it's cute. Darkbringer triumphant.
You know what's funny is that's the symbol of the Star League from BattleTech. But like rotated 90 degrees.
You see, the real reason the Star League fell was because of Darkbringer.
Darkbringer destroyed it. Man, BattleTech is so stupid. I'm glad that setting's dead. Now, more importantly, he's dead. Oh, for fuck's sake, why is the text so
you gotta
tiny?
scroll in again.
Well, it's time for you to read, because you read Darkbringer.
You know, Lightbringer, when you think about it, we're very much alike.
You and I.
We're not so different, you and I, Lightbringer. We both believe strongly in our causes. You got the square kid.
Here we go. Yeah, read the next thing.
Read the box, kid.
Oh, it's the same damn speech I keep hearing. You're just like me. We both want the same thing. Why are you fighting against me? It's funny because he did the same thing to those other guys.
We both only wanted what's the best for the world. We both have powers above most people. If you just accept the darkness, we could do so much to change the world. Read it, Ken.
The gentleman told me it. The smiling man said he used to be just like me. Whereas told me we fought the same fight. And now Darkbringer is using the tired old bit. I've been up all night. I've used up most of my strength to stop some criminals and then to help a woman experience some happiness again. But none of that matters right now because I'm sick of it.
So please know that I'm not the one doing this out of personal spite. I'm evil. Yes.
It's in the script.
I'm the Darkbringer. Bringer of darkness.
I'm sick of evil people telling me I'm like them. You're going down, you son of a...
Ah, you have more energy than I expected. Ah, the better.
The last time I fought the Darkbringer, he almost killed me twice.
Last time I fought this weakling, I almost vanquished him. If not for the interference of that boy, Linkara.
I've gotten better since our last fight. I won't need any help this time.
I became more powerful during my captivity. He has only grown weaker and more tired.
Well, at least he's got rid of those stupid shoulder pads.
I missed my shoulder pads.
Because follow-up line. I don't know where I put them. I looked all morning, but I ran out of time for this
I
confrontation.
would have applied more knee pads, but jeez, they're so hard to find these days.
Let's go. Son of a, he's toying with me. Whoosh.
Ah, let's see if I can do any better, shall we?
Yeah, you gotta do it with the red sound effects. Oh! Was altered anonymously to the PTV affiliate, while at this time no one is certain of the hero's opponent's sources within the FBI believe him to be a prisoner who had escaped custody a few months ago. While the police are attempting to reach the scene, traffic accidents continue to crop up no matter what route they try. If you're just joining us, Lightbringer under siege. I had a dream which was not real, not all a dream. Michelle, you've got to drive me down there. The bright sun was extinguished and the stars. Michelle, we need to get down there. Hannah, don't be stupid. I want to help that wonderful shining night. But there's nothing we can do. Yes, there is. I've got my gloves and what are you talking about? Look, there's no easy way to tell you this, so I'll just say it. Carter is the Lightbringer. And there's a Alright, continue.
For those wondering why Lightbringer's all white on the TV screen, there's something about his powers that cause a glow of light about him whenever he's photographed or videotaped. You've said this already. The poem that Michelle has begun reciting is aptly titled Darkness by Lord Byron. And obviously, this is where things are going to start changing. Winky face.
My God. Shut the fuck up. I hate the fucking little blurbs at the end. Alright, so. Oh no. No. Oh wait, no, that's you. Okay.
No. Don't pass out on me yet. You haven't changed at all. You're still as pathetic as the last time.
Actually, I got a lot smarter, dumbass. Was you?
Fucking flashbangs him. No, you see, that was really stupid.
Behold your savior. Oh wait, no, this is you. Yep, never mind.
Behold your savior, fair city. Bear witness to his defeat. Witness the dying of the light and the triumph of the darkness. Surrender to the truth, given to the dark. Behold the truth of he is no hero, no angel of mercy. He is just a man. And this man filled your heads with lies and blasphemies. You can't reject it now. This is a glorious age. This is the age of darkness, where the strength will be valued, and the blinding light will be snuffed out. In the darkness' name, this place shall be its shadowed temple. This is generally not a good sign. And wow, a crowd scene. That's different.
Wow, I did a thing. Please notice it. I'm special. This villain blinded you. Oh, God damn it. You got a lot of reading to do. Go ahead.
This villain blinded you all to the truth of his nature. He made false promises about saving you all and triumphing over evil. He blinded you, but fear not, for I have come to release you. What has he done to help you? Where has his heroism gotten you? Crime still exists. Corruption festers in every corner of this city. It will never be defeated with such $3 tactics. Excuse me. Abandon your faith in this deceiver and embrace the darkness. We shall go forth unto this earth, people of Pharaohs, to... Oh! What just happened? Fuck. I was going for a Spider-Man half mask, half real face effect in the first panel to show that he was unconscious, but it really didn't pan out like I hoped. What's going on? That's your turn.
Let him go. Lightbringer saved me once. Stop the mugger. Find my son. Safe to walk the street. Stopped burglars. Rescued me sister. It seems you're not very popular. Protected me.
Fine. You want him? Then take him.
Saved hero, protected, helped it, saved it, good it, hero, saved it, greatest, inspired, rescued, always, saved, best, saved, helped. Help, get some help. Can't get some help. He'll find me.
Damn. So got him.
Going, oh, and it's caught and interviewed. Mystery Heroine 1, Gravity 0. So, tell me just how long were you going to let me keep humiliating myself? What? For months I've told you about how I was crushing on Lightbringer, and it just turns out he's my bios, and that you knew it. So how many times were you and Carter laughing at me behind my back? Oh, that crazy Michelle having a crush on her boss and not knowing it. And isn't it cute how she thinks we're having some sort of affair? Oh, my sides are just splitting. Michelle, we were going to tell you. Oh, sure. Tell me, were you planning on telling me before or after I started writing a sonnet for Spandex Boy? Look, with the gloves, I'm going to be a superhero too. We thought you could... Oh, I see. My best friend is going to be putting herself in the path of bullets with my boss. Well, that makes it all the better then. It's not that simple, Michelle. I was the one who asked her not to tell you. If you need to be angry at someone, be angry at me. I'm going to go make some more coffee. Yeah, so Carter, let me guess, you wanted to protect us or some crap like that. Look, I may like to fantasize about knights rescue me all that, but I sure as hell don't need protection, especially not yours. Then I'm sorry. Truth be told, I didn't trust... I don't know why she's such a fucking bitch. I didn't trust you to keep this secret. Not that it matters much anymore. Not after what's happened today. An apology is all I can offer. Darkbringer's won, and I'm just a liar. Well, no one's denying that liar part, but if you're giving up already, then let me just get all girl bossy and stuff. You're sure as hell not the hero I thought you were. You're an inspiration, you dope. Get back on the horse and figure out a way to beat that loser girl boss. Girl boss. Queen Slay, Queen Slay. Wait, what's that? The international community was shocked today to learn that Serbia, in fact, has its own superhero. Oh, it just blows up, you know, because Serbia's full of Muslims. Yeah, no, there's Muslim terrorism there, right? Okay. Like they blow up Serbs. Serbs are just all mad.
Just a Serb. There's fucking Islamic extremists in Serbia.
Yeah,
the Balkans kids are already at war.
I know they don't like Muslims, so they get blown up by like terrorists and stuff. They get blown. Okay. I know that the Balkans have a history of not liking them, so I can do whatever I want. Chat. What are you gonna do with Serbs? You're gonna get mad and chat. When Serbia is strong. Shut up, Serbia. Get smaller. Like they shrink little. Like whoop. Bulgaria eats a chunk. Bulgaria. What if Serbia was just one big Kosovo? And now all the Serbs in chat are reeing.
Do you have any Serbian audience members?
We do. I don't think they're awake right now, or they're not here. But if they are, they'll be upset in a little bit. Would you look at that, Michelle? The world's changing, Hannah, and I won't be the only ones out there. Stupid. Also, she's pretty brown for a Serbian. And now I've got all these questions. You think I should fly out and meet her? Maybe do a team up? This can just end. Sure, you can lie to someone new and, hey, what's wrong with the TV? Lightbringer. Oh, no, it's you.
Lightbringer, I've hijacked all local TV and radio signals. I will make this simple. Show up tomorrow at noon and top of a lodestar tower, or people will die. Yes.
It's time we ended this. Oh, how are you?
I'm pretty sure Alice will say it's time we ended this.
Oh. Alright. That's what
I can tell what you're thinking, Lightbringer. You want to read my dialogue bubbles? Piece of shit.
No, read, Squiggle, read. He's like,
no, Linkar, it's become Darkbringer. So I penciled out the basics. No, I'm not reading. So I penciled out the basic shape of future girl up there. and decided I just use the colors from Serbia's flag to fill in the rest. Getting said flag from Wikipedia. However, I was only after I began to shade that I realized that something about her looks familiar, which led me to realize that I had inadvertently given her the same color scheme as the Atom. Oops. At the Atom. Does he not fucking just not check what he's written? Does he just write it and then post? This is the first draft.
I think this is garbage. Now let's read more. All right, if Darkbringer wants a fight, I'll sure as hell give him wine. Hannah, get me some coffee. I need to plan what I am going to do. Get your own damn coffee. Heh. Ha! I'm surprised the entire city isn't taking the day off so it can watch the fight. And in preparation, our coverage of the fight, we've been speaking to the residents of Faro City. Other news, local jewelry stores remain baffled by recent deaths. Is, of course, the owner of Lodestar Tower and the CEO of IMD-CO. He is also confirmed that the tower will be evacuated. Police Chief Crane was quoted as saying, "We're providing support, but it's his fight," other sources have said. Of course he's gonna win. He's the friggin' Lightbringer. Mayor Hefferty has refused comment on the fight. Preliminary release hearings for Victor Marlowe, also known as the Gentleman Killer, have been postponed a week due to the battle.
Wow. Bad art.
Okay, I'll get my gloves and boots and we can do some training for tomorrow. No, Hannah, you won't be coming to the fight. Excuse me. Do we have to have yet another talk about how you're not the boss of me? Hannah, please, I need you here. Oh, is that so? Well, tough, because Hannah, there is no one in the world that I trust more than you. I have idea about how to beat him, but I don't know if it will. It's very possible it won't, and I die.
The end.
I've started to
Happy
remove
ending.
words to improve the writing.
And I died. I am become Caveman Bringer.
I need you here as backup. The truth is, if I do die, there is no one else would I rather would have become the Lightbringer.
Right, Bringer.
Oh, fucking Christ. This is pain, and it just keeps going.
The people have gathered or fled. Excellent. They can either be taken later or behold a dry triumph. Yes. Lightbringer, you cock. My only regret is that my liege isn't here to bear witness to this triumph. I'm just as a Nazi now. What can you tell? Can you scroll down a little bit?
He's here. The Lightbringer's here.
He fell to the false angel after I brought the true faith to these wretches. He shall be the next heretic to fall to the new darkness. Let's scroll a bit. Scroll up. You missed some panels.
Oh, you want to read these ones? Okay.
There is no escape for the people of this city. The name of Lightbringer shall be forgotten to time. Now you gotta read that bubble.
He's here. The Lightbringer's here.
They shall never again look to the skies. Say Lightbringer. How the fuck do they see him? He's just very bright.
Okay, we have a donation from OWM. He says for $1. Hashtag Sockfun. Hashtag my immortal. Well, excuse me, princess. And thank you for your generous donation. Well, see me, but
Where's my? There's $13.
oh, that was retarded. All right, my brain cells are dying.
Needless to say, the Darkbringer's original costume was really kind of lame. I miss the shoulder pads. I mean, the dark sleeveless jacket was nice touch, and the skull gave him a 1990s dark vigilante feel. IMHO. Well, the shoulder pads were lame, and it seemed awfully blech. Eventually, essentially, considering that this guy is supposed to be Lightbringer's worst enemy, he just came off as kind of bland in appearance. Especially when one considers that for a guy who called Lightbringer, it's got an awful lot of white going for him. Racist. Enter Andy Warness, a real life friend of mine. It's responsible for a pretty awesome fan art. He took it upon himself to send me a revised Darkbringer costume, which I took one look at and realized, man, this is kind of a hell of a lot better than what I'm doing. And he was kind of enough to let me adapt it to be his current model. The in-story explanation will come next week, but needless to say, we won't be seeing a business shirt and sleeveless jacket for a long time. Why am I speaking like I'm with a Texan accent? God damn it.
God damn it. All right, next fucking
You got
page.
donation.
I just read that. Oh, we got a bit and says, Kibbs, the gray best chatfish mancer in all the land. Okay, I didn't read that.
No,
Also, Grumpy donates $2
rat
to say, this hurts you kibbles. Hashtag suck one, hashtag art, hashtag female. Thank you for your generous donation, you little slut. You got code loose, you get. All right.
Well, how nice to see you again, like the new outfit. I think it's quite spiffing. It's not exactly priestly robes, but according to the Black Oracle, it's as close as I can get to a dark choice for uniform. Admittedly, I'll miss my old clothes, but this is such a rare occasion. I'm gonna fuck you. The people are watching us, hero. I admire their faith in your light, but we both know it's hopeless. Because we both know the truth, light blinds. It gives hope, but all it does is flicker and eventually burn out. Time and time again, I defeat you. Your light is worthless. Let them against the darkness triumph. I'm still talking. God damn it. Have you nothing to say? I challenge you. Very ethics, and not even a whimper. Ah, pitiful. You don't even attempt to defend your beliefs. Even the sun itself retreats from that. Wait. Why is it getting darker? It's noon. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Also, hi.
What's the matter? Afraid of the dark? I really have to thank you for your monologuing so much. It gave me the time I needed. So please, go on with your little story about darkness and moral compromise and blah, blah, blah. I'm just so interested. Michelle, you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, whatever.
You think I'm frightened of you? You're just blinding them even more. Darkness still triumphs.
Just blinding him even more cringe.
Face the power of the dark. Your turn.
Power, tell me, Darkbringer, do you really know what the dark is? It's a place for cowards and criminals to run and hide in, because they know I'm coming for them. I am the keeper of Pharaoh City. I am its constant star, and its brightest beacon. The light of the sun, the stars, and the city itself have spoken. You are not welcome here. And then we just all over hands. He's like, we already said that. Now continue.
Now you see, that's him responding to being chastised, not reading. He has to do it again.
Looks like real squealy.
I have better. I look better.
I have better head stubble than that.
I look better than that.
He's like, I at least have two
Oh,
heads.
look at the hairline.
It's so stupid. Oh my god. Let it be known to all who can hear me, Pharaoh City is under my protection. I will not tolerate people like him any longer. Criminals beware my light. Oh, so you still want to do him? No, I don't, and let go of my arm.
Look at that fucking face. Oh.
So stupid. Pharaoh city's under my protection. I'm not telling people. So, one man managed to absorb not only the light from the city, but the sun too. And now, without any legal authority behind him, he has decided that he is our protector and he won't tolerate people like that man. Is there anyone in this room that's happy about this announcement?
Deadpan stare.
All right, Mayor Haverty, your point is well taken. What's your proposal and how can the 7 of us help you? That's stupid.
The 7 in this case referred to the 7 businessmen and women who created Pharaoh City. Also, Hans, your turn is next.
We gotta be getting close. Now let's see. You know, you're really boring conversationalist when you're like this. I offer you... Oh, no, it's Squilly.
As they get him an IV. Or something.
Oh, wait, no, I think I read this. Never mind.
Oh.
I offer you revenge and a chance to spread your little gospel, and all you can do is lay there? Oh, very well, if your hair and your sanity mean that much to you.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, just a fellow with a smile on his face, and a proposition for you.
So I want to point out, that's a very bad place to wake up to.
Hence, read.
Death and taxes. Like, not that part. Just want to quickly apologize about not shading today's comic. I've been very busy the past few days with schoolwork. I don't know why I initially thought that's a Stockholm Syndrome. It's like an odd thing to, admit to, but whatever. And I only got to the comic at the last minute. I don't want to delay the update, so enjoy my crappy rendition of an ambulance at least. Also, why is the smiling man here? You'll find out in Crossover Lord soon enough. You have money.
Edwin donates £5. They said, working on my own world building project and maybe pen and paper game. How do I ensure it does not end up becoming something like Lightbringer? Simply ask yourself why and how things should be the way they are, and literally take time to think about it. And realistically, not to be mean, but if you're asking yourself and you're worried it's similar to this, then you should probably take a step back and look at what you've made and look yourself in the mirror and ask if you feel embarrassed. And if that's the case, then try to assess that from there.
The basic thing I would tell people, it's like, hypothetically, assuming that you're having a conversation like a bus or something, and they don't get annoyed at you at that point, would you feel comfortable sharing that story with them?
Yep, because that's another thing. Because with my setting, like characters like Rhea, Aiden, Ezra, Celeste, we talk about them so fervently that it's never been an embarrassing subject. It's just something. Like my parents and my family know about the characters and the setting. Like it's literally when I go to visit my grandparents, I show them like the music and like the progress because they're interested. So,
What is the music from your soul? It's a goddamn it.
From Bieber's soul.
No, I was rewatching the thing of Giggles doing the thumbnail.
You mean fish?
Was that fish? Oh, okay.
Can you feel the power in your soul?
In your soul. But yeah, basically just, take your time with it. I mean, realistically, you shouldn't... Unless you're starting to write narcissistically or you treat characters poorly, like, I don't know. Because the one thing, for example, I've often worked on my story for so long, right? That you can you work on your story and you don't maybe have enough people that are reading it or checking back with you. One example I'll use is when Carlos was actually looking over the story and for the prologue, and he's like, well, at least, because he was reading, I was like, well, you don't have any, like, what is it? What did he say? God, I can't remember the quote exactly. I want to butcher it.
So I can't help you.
Yep, because he basically was along the line, well, you don't have, my brain's slipping the term. I don't have, like,
a writer's insert.
Not writer insert, not that. That's never been a problem. I don't have, a writer's pet. Like, I treat all my characters fairly. Like, because the story in the prologue handles Celeste, and the big thing is we handle her pretty well, I think. throughout the entirety of the game. She's the mascot, so she often gets referenced a lot. But honestly, there's some other characters I think that chat will actually like a lot more. But the big thing is that you don't have writer's pet. You don't like also have Mary Sue problems, because that was one of the big things with characters like Rhea or like Celeste, because they're female characters and they take on a primacy role, a primary role. Ugh, I'm having a hard time with words. And what you need to remember when you're doing that is you need to be very careful with doing that. Like, okay, well, what does Rhea do? Like, for example, no way, I can't talk about that. That's chapter 2. I can't. But
the thing
you
is,
need to
I
make
would just
sure,
give
yes,
generic
you need to
examples.
make sure that like your characters aren't doing things that they're not, and that other characters have equal value in the story, and that your character isn't solving everything. Like
If
Celeste
a
is,
person is a mechanic,
Yep.
it is fine to let them solve mechanical problems.
they're very good at mechanical things, but don't have another character do something better, right?
I bypass the compressor.
Yeah, I mean that literally is fine so long
Okay,
as the character's an engineer. Yeah.
If
He's
they're a
not, though.
mechanic, I can understand them doing something like that. But yeah, like,
It's
if it's
the MacGuffin
literally,
speech, yes.
yes.
But it's like, for example, like let's say Celeste is really good at, fucking, I don't know, shooting guns. She's not, but for example. And then to have her be really good at hand-to-hand combat and also fantastic at solving, mysteries without even having any context. And also everyone likes her and she's funny and she's quirky. Like, that would be bad. Because nobody would like that. Everybody, I think, would universally find that cringe and bad, because it's like, that's another character with like the Mary Sue thing. It's more complicated than that, and we could probably get stuck in that for hours. So I would probably charge like an hourly rate for a full conversation on that. But to sum it up, there's a myriad of things you need to take into account, and each one needs to be looked at individually. And you should take your time, is what I'm trying to say. Who are the sort of people you should show or talk to your project to get feedback on it? Everyone. People who are interested, people who aren't interested.
So if you're nervous about it, use a fake name and release it just so we can have randoms look at
Well,
it.
no, don't do that.
The issue is at that point, someone could just take the story.
Yeah, don't do that,
Okay.
because somebody will steal.
Oh,
If it's good.
Like unironically, that's
if
happened.
it's good, okay.
Like,
I see.
not necessarily in the Discord, but like historically, that has happened before, where someone has released
Yes.
something under a pen name, and then
Somebody
like,
steals the idea, yeah.
a bigger, more established author is like, oh, that's not bad, and then just take it.
Pretty much. So the big thing you should do is you should probably first confide in close friends and relatives before moving on to the next stage. The second thing is you want to define the setting as yours, right? So you have contracts, NDAs, things like that, blah, 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 blah. Everybody on Battle Damage Studios has signed an NDA. Mostly because until I say the thing is public, then they can't, blab about it. So it's my way to protect it, to keep it, preventing things from being disclosed. Even though we have full intents to disclose everything later, we don't want to do it prematurely.
Premature. Wow.
But yeah, so that's kind of like the general rule of thumb when it comes to that shit. You want to take your time with it, and honestly, the biggest thing is letting yourself cook. Like, literally, let it stew. Come up with something, you write something, sleep on it. I'm not kidding when I say that. And that goes for drawing, too. If you're an artist or any sort of creative work, sleeping on it and coming back to it the next day to pick it up and continue working on it is also a thing. Specifically when you get to like spinning, don't just stop if you're in a good flow and then go to bed. Or like decompress. That's a really terrible thing to do. NDA is such a lame way of saying oath of secrecy. No, NDA is not. It's the legal term for the documentation that you want to be using.
In terms of that, it is basically
I'm only
agreement.
being autistic here. I know he's joking. I'm only being autistic here because I want to make sure that if there are little naive creators, which there are many of you that are naive and stupid, I want to call you stupid because you need to use NDAs to protect yourself. Do not just throw away your idea.
Whether people like to admit it or not, money's money.
And
After a certain point, even if people have been friends for a while, they can still just say, but I like money more.
Yes. For example, my uncle was in the industry, and he told me a lot of stories about how in the industry, your best friend who may have been your best friend growing up will stab you in the back if the money thing isn't sorted out. Like, you need to sort the money. You need to know who's in charge of what. Like, trust no one, because the thing about money is no matter how good a person is, money can corrupt people in ways you've never seen before. Because greed is something I've seen, and I've seen with content creators that I work with and know. I've seen greed evolve. It changes people. Narcissism, over time, it can be gradual, and it's something you should be aware of, and it's something you should also be self-aware of for yourself, for like reflecting on yourself as well, because these things change people. Success changes people. So does defeat or, failure. And you need to be aware of these things when you make stuff, because you should be prepared for either or, and you should be ready to pick yourself back up. Yep. There.
Keep just trying to delay reading. He's like, no, I'm not.
There's my little
Continue to delay,
giggles.
because I'm gonna pee.
I'm gonna pee. He just goes and power washes hands. Like,
No, that's fuzzy.
it was cut off guard.
No, fuzzy is or will be.
I hope I'm not greedy. Well, greed starts small. It can start small. Greed can be, jealousy and envy can start too. You may be, like, for example, you might be not the most successful person ever, but let's say you have a good idea or something, and somebody looks at that and they steal it from you, or they take it from you, or they copy you. And then they start copying more things you do. And then they start doing more of that. And they start mimicking everything you do. There are various things, and you'll notice these things, and you'll have to take it by case, right? But you need to be aware of these things, because that kind of leeching does happen. And it might start in earnest, it might, do it in one way, but it happens. Generally, whenever you're successful with anything, the good way to measure success is by the people that leech us. The people that mimic us, the people that copy us, the people that follow us. Because followers are leeches. And they exist, and they're among us. And we know them better than most. Very few in Chatfish will understand, but some that do will be wiser now than they were before.
Wiser and fatter.
Yes. I doubt many will, though. Erg, haven't you two been listening to a word I've said? He said he was going to kill people. He wants to make everyone think like him. And he doesn't care who he hoists to get it done. No, I didn't want to do it. You think I like this? You think I like thinking about this? Damn it, yes, are you happy? It felt good to hurt him. Is that what you want to hear? Oh, just forget it. Sometimes I don't know why I try to talk to you two at all. Next, unmask the Baroness.
That's it for this storyline. Even with the once-in-a-week schedule, we're still taking a week off. Come back on November 12th for the start of issue 13. Masks.
The big thing is, Liberty or Dead, remember, victims are often the ones who are also to be blamed. Because you cannot feel pity for somebody who invites treachery. Next. Oh, wait, we don't need to read that.
I was going to say, you said historically, if it's just one panel, you're not going to read it.
Well, yeah, because those aren't actually the story. It's just like random fucking weird things. Now, Paul Noble Memorial Art Museum, 11:01 p.m. Looks ugly. Boom. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, scoreep. Citizens of Pharos, behold, your lawmen once again failed to catch me. And this time, I have taken the essence of Fenada, this city's most prized work of art. Is there no one who can best me? Is there not a single person who can catch the Scarlet Baroness? They just shoot her down with guns, and then she just dies. She's just dead.
Nah, but in theory, they want the artwork.
Yeah.
gonna say he's just looking at this page and just like, no, I don't want to read it.
I have a scratchy spot. I was giving it a scratchy scratch. Now let's see. My head itches. No, it'd look cool. It'd be heavy. I'll wear protective padding and a helmet, but I'm not wearing a suit of armor. You could call yourself the Knight or Chivaless or Shining Woman. You want some coffee, Hannah? Always. She's still mad at me. She's still mad because she's a fucking woman. I always like how stories where they do it where it's like there's some dude and he's like fighting life or death, and the girl's like, I'm mad at you because I'm a woman. It's like,
He-Man dies, woman most affected.
Yes.
yeah, man dies, woman most affected. Like, fuck off. Man dead.
Remember, he's a feminist, kid.
Well, duh. I've already apologized to her 1,000 times, but she was more than ready to forgive you. I'm her best friend, you're her boss, and you were her friend. But then you betrayed her trust. But so did you. That doesn't actually explain any of that. It's because that there's we're special interests. Look, Carter, you embarrassed her. She's not going to feel better until you get the same treatment. That's
So
pretty shitty.
So she's just petty.
And how do I do that exactly? Do I show up to work naked except for a sign that reads, "Hello, I'm Lightbringer"? Do I have to throw this at you again? All I expect from you is to wait for Michelle to come around on her own and to save me some criminals to punch. Then I'm done with this thing. I just don't know what you expect me to do.
You read the men out of order.
Oh, I don't care. I was paid to read it, not paid to read it in order.
Starts the end. Okay, job done.
We haven't been able to get a good look at her from any of the security camera footage. This is the best one so far. What we do know is that she's blonde, wears that get-up to each of her heists, and manages to get in and out so fast that she must be a professional. Has she killed anyone? Nope. In fact, we've seen her go out of her way not to harm anyone so far. How many places has she struck? About a dozen over the last month. Listen, there was another reason I called you here. How is she getting so close to the art before she's noticed? We don't know. Listen, the mayor's been bringing the heat down lately, asking me what I know about you. I'll do some flybys over the east side. She seems to like the museums over there. LB, listen to me. The mayor told me she doesn't want me to work you anymore. That she's planning to... Thanks for the update, Chief. Wait! She's out for blood, LB. I like how in order to force conflict, the characters are just fucking stupid. Arlen Art College and Museum, just outside Fair City limits. All right, time to head back for the... Oh, what have we here? Stay right there, Baroness.
Since I don't want the comic to be late again, I decided to forgo the shading on this one. Hopefully I get motivated tomorrow to shade it in. But damn, free time is not what you'd think it'd be when classes are over.
Spend Christmas with the people you love.
No, I refuse to leave my apartment.
The Baroness is the fucking blonde girl, I bet. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Is there any doubt?
It would be such a shitty cop out. Ah, there you are, my magnificent foe. I was wondering if you were ever going to find me. It can't be. She's wearing a mask, so I can't be sure, Sandy. Well, are you going to say anything? Ha! The thrill of the chase. Catch me if you can.
He can literally fly.
Yep. My girlfriend is a thief? All right, Sandy, enough is enough. What the... Sandy? Sandy? Oh my god. Sandy.
Fan art.
Sandy?
Fan art.
Has he decided he's just actually going to
Fan art.
skip these now?
Well, yeah, we don't read those.
It's fan art.
Yeah, no, we only read the main story. Not any of these other, like, spin-off bullshit thingies.
Oh, you skipped all the way to the end. Click back.
Oh, you probably clicked today or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he pads out this content with a bunch of things that aren't canon.
So you can be lazy.
Let other people write it.
It's really bad. It makes it worse that other people are working on it, actually.
Other people investing time
right.
into this garbage.
No, if they're just trying to get their names out there, especially around like the 2009 era.
This just keeps going.
It does.
Hmm.
Are we already on to issue 14?
Yeah, bit of a shame. I think he actually hired an artist to write it for him, too. That's a shame. We won't be able to read it anymore because he didn't make it himself. But I'm over it. It's over, chat. We finished Lightbringer. You think I would read it if he got an actual artist? Fools, chat. Doesn't look like it.
Or he actually just changed art styles that dramatically.
No. His art style is horrible.
There's no way it actually evolved or learned. He hired somebody. Finally, he got off his lazy ass. My God, this has been a lot of just pointless crap. Honestly, I'm so glad we can just skip all of it.
Yep. I don't think it ever goes back to him drawing. It's just the new artist.
And this is
Random
the end.
artist he gets.
It's over, chat. We did it. We've completed the Lightbringer comic series. It's over, Chatfish. We're free! How does it make you feel, Chatfish? If you want an encore, you'll have to pay more for the encore. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, God. Oh, so dumb.
Gives cheaters his plague.
Chat cheated. Oh, man, I was enjoying that. Well, I'll start donating for it again if you want more.
Or no. In all fairness, if he was enjoying it, you can. It's always like it's right there. You can read it yourself.
It's a shame, chat. I don't think you can amass the wealth to keep us reading it. I think it might be time to switch to KOTOR.
At least I'm going to end out this Giggles Razor time lapse. Or no, not Giggles. Keep fucking saying Giggles when it's Fish. Fish, where is your time lapse? There it is.
Dead Glory donates $2. Read again. Was that enough, Kip?
I think you'll need more than $2 to get him to read this again.
Maybe if chat can work together, they can extend a chapter. Yes. How much did we charge in total for reading this, Squealy?
$1,000. You got a cream wraps, by the way.
That was a bad deal, yet again. We got to get better at these deals we make with
you have to actually look into them before agreeing to a number. Is what you have to do.
Squealy fucked me again.
Oh, yeah, I'm the one who did it. Yeah,
Squealy did it. Well, I tell you what, chat, for an all-time incredibly good deal, perhaps you can fund 2 more chapters, chat. Now, I'm not going to be retarded and be like $500. I'll just say $100 for chapter, chat. I think that seems reasonable.
Over Magic done it's $5, by the way, and you cream wraps.
Cool, time to start the How I Became Yours Fund. A nice little Zutara webcomic from 10 years ago. You better talk to OWM Boog because he has plans. You might want to work together for that. So Dead Glory donating $2. OWM donates $5. Say sock fund. Hashtag my immortal. Typical Kibbs. Always finding shortcuts. I think, chat, if you want to extend it, you can donate $100 in total for the next chapter, I think. And then before we do these comic things again, I think we'll look into how long they are and increase their price. Chris nibbles. She's like, no. Well, we're already on our way to reading another chapter. I guess we might consider it.
Oh, first it's $5. Encore! Give us this masterpiece again. I missed it today.
Christ, this is cringe. I should be charging more than what I'm charging. You should be fucking grateful. I am so fucking kind to you, chat. I should be
We should just move on.
I know we should, but I'm letting them get their extra cringe if they really want it.
OWM says, nah, let's do My Immortal instead. How do you fucking read My Immortal these days? Can I just find the fucking fanfiction?
Only 2 chapters, chat, for $200 total. Seems like a reasonable deal.
Oh, he's like, My Immortal, the Harry Potter one. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Hold on, chat's still funding. There's a possibility we could extend it.
I forgot how fucking short some of the chapters from My Immortal was.
They're making noises to annoy chat. So, chat, do you want to fund the last 2 chapters, or are you ready to move on, Chatfish? You decide. Don't make me do it, Kib. I'll make you suck my pee-pee if I want. He's like, no, Dad, gross. Dad. So what do you think, chat? Rumble died for me? I think I don't want to read any more of this fucking detritus. As soon as I saw Switch art styles, I was like, Now
it's not the same anymore.
It is
different now.
Well. It does appear that chat wants it after all. The market is deciding. Twist nipples. Just what the fuck? What the...
Now instead of reading more,
hold on.
Dead Glory.
Read more, damn it. He says. That's what he said. Let him do it. Don't interject, Squealy.
It's more than half.
Donates $10. Say My Immortal Lightbringer is over. Oh no, it isn't OWM. They've decided now time for some true cringe. It appears that the other chatfish have yet again decided to betray you. Remember that one thing from South Park where the guy undoes his little shirt and starts twisting his nipples? Imagine that as me, chat. Imagine that as me. Oh, yeah. So tell us what your problem is. Oh, so tell... I like how they were Velcro, too. Dad is gonna make you do it. That's fine. $100 is $100. I don't want to do it, but I'm not gonna say no to money.
You're such a cheap bitch, Kib.
I know. I'll be increasing it next time. How far are the way there from the next chapter?
About halfway there.
You're halfway there. Oh, whoa. Living on a prayer. Well, chats.
I swear.
Also, anyone who donates for this gets credit in the next stream for decisions as an added bonus. Yes, I am a kind and generous God. God, I am really amazing. I'm like, oh, let me twist my nipples some more. Just like, Steve, we're sorry. The VPO one. So sorry. Yep, I remember that episode, lol. Why are you twisting your nipples, Gibbs? Because it's the meme where the guys were complaining because, you know, their service sucked, and so the guys listening to the complaints undid their like little shirt bits and then started twisting their nipples because they were getting off to it. Like the people complaining about it. Do you not know that joke? Wait, you don't normally rub your nipples and laugh smugly, Kib? No, I don't.
Also, I'm pretty sure that makes Dead Glory into a pretender. There you go.
Upgrade his rank. I will fund, damn you. Chatfish, are you not going to help Dead Glory do this?
You're the only one who's actually putting money towards it.
He is? Oh, okay.
Everyone else put it to My Immortal.
Jesus Christ, not fair. He's donating $5. A bad webcomic narration channel, My Immortal. Let's transition this channel into a bad fanfiction webcomic narration channel. Hashtag My Immortal. My Immortal's already being funded. And then he donates $50. Say, take months and read. Thank you for the donation. Then we shall continue another chapter. Another $100 and we'll do the last chapter too. See, Squealy? You gotta have faith. Also,
You gotta add another Chatfish, by the way.
yes, and thank you for your generous donation. Now, Dead Glory, you already have a Chatfish, right?
He already has one, yes.
Because you did that very Chad and on your own, throw in a free Chatfish STL for him.
Okay.
Let it be said that I am a kind and generous God.
But you're not. You're not greedy, but you're a despot. You say, yes, but I'm your despot.
I'm your despot. He can have a Chatfish STL for doing the whole thing himself like a Chad.
Oh, I guess catch me nose.
And so your Chatfish you'll be getting, Dead Glory, will also have a 3D mini as well. Look at that.
Wow.
Dead Glory just goes, yeah.
Yeah. Ah, my despot. All right, OWM does $15.
Wow.
Say, My Immortal. Here's another 15 for My Immortal. Better start putting on that goth makeup.
Well, the thing is,
Thank you for the donation.
Dead Glory donated a lot of money, and we are already here. So
We are putting more money towards the next reading fund, yes.
Oh yeah. Like it's not going away. It's just we're already here. So
Dead Glory's money will not be going to the next reading fund, though.
Dead Glory's purchasing another chapter for you, OWM. What do you say to him, OW? Say thank you and lick his balls. Like, no.
Glory, I wanted My Immortal.
I hate that donation sound. Shut up, Semper Tantrum. He's like, "Eh." When I burped, I tasted garlic.
Balls. Oh, actually, jump back to issue 14, Kip.
You're on 14.
No, we're on 15.
No, we're not. 14.
Go.
Now
Okay,
say you're dumb, Squealy.
You're dumb, Kip. Oh.
Say you hate me, says Dead Glory to OWM.
Wait, hold on. Don't go yet. I need to change permissions. Where's
Oh god, the fact that it actually has like slightly better art, that's not very good.
I'm stupid.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Good, he did it himself.
I beat hands to it. Get fucked hands.
Okay, and now abusing my power. It is now back to restricted.
Kip, free. Kip.
I am. Scratch my arm.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up, Squealy. Since the slavers. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. What we could do is we could try a. Depends on how long chapter. We could try a rate of $100 per chapter next time. That way we don't get fucked like we did with Lightbringer. Because we keep getting fucked.
Just because of how quick each chapter is for My Immortal, I would say 1,000's okay for that one.
Okay. It's always hard to tell.
Oh, like no, I'll send you the link to the fanfiction page for My Immortal, and you'll realize, oh, this is not very long, is it?
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
It was more infamous than long, from what I remember.
All right, since the Slayers disbanded, the other gangs in the city have stepped up to take their place as the head criminal gang. While not as twisted as the slavers, they still believe that they can make ordinary people afraid to leave their homes. Clearly they've forgotten who the night belongs to. Lovers, huh? I guess is just lost my husband. I don't know where he went, so I'm gonna drink my money. I'm not gonna pay his rent. I've got a brand new attitude. I'm gonna wear it tonight. It's a song because the night belongs to lovers. You are ruining my dramatic moment here. Yeah, well, I've got my own idea about that. Oh, really? Fucking cringe. I'm gonna get in trouble. I want to start a fight. I want to start a fight. This is cringe. Nothing about this is good. I like how it has like actually a better art style, but also it looks bad still.
It's a more traditional comic book style art, even if it's not that refined.
Yep. So, what? I'm still a rock star. I mean, she's obviously doing very well, but still, her gauntlets allow her to hover briefly and leap incredible distances, or repel someone back with a hard enough force. Of course, that would only be if she actually had them turned on that high. She could kick my ass, even before the gauntlets. If anyone asks, tell them Osprey, the girl Wonder, is the one who beat these jerks. Girl boss power. I've got to talk to her about that tagline. Someone's going to sue.
Girl boss.
How was that? We're not setting up a boombox every time we get into a fight. You're just jealous of my sweet entrance. More like it takes too long to set it up. It's something we need to retrieve in case we run away fast. Okay, yes, it was, but my point still stands. It was still bitchin'. Oh, that's cringe. In any case, we still need to track down that serial rapist. He's hit the same club 3 times this week, and I'd like to give the police some backup. Oh, if we find him before the cops, I want to try a Journey song. That'll put the fear into superstitious criminals' mind. Did you two yammer like this all the time when Hannah was the one playing operator? This is fucking cringe. All the time? Oh, great. You two get to yuck it up and play knight errant while I sit here doing your work. I'm so happy I joined this little operation. You two can fly. Whenever you want to make a costume and come out here and to help, feel free. Technically, I glide, but I get your point. I'm still not entirely happy that you're out there, too. You're not my mother, Michelle. No, I'm your friend, and I'm worried about your safety. Not worried about my safety. I'll let you know when I am Mr. Superpowers.
Turkey.
It was a turkey.
If anyone asks, tell them Osprey, the girl Wonder, is the one who beat these jerks. He's gone over the limit. Look, just because some young woman is working with... This has gone far enough, Crane. I barely tolerated him when he was working alone, but now he's taken some young woman, probably a minor, and dragged her into this. They came by here 2 days ago. She's 18. According to who? Him? Or have they bothered to actually reveal who they are so they can be held accountable for their actions? Well, wait a minute. This is an official decree. Tomorrow morning, I'm holding a press conference concerning it. I'm officially outlawing his costume brand vigilantism in my city. Lightbringer has 24 hours starting from 11 a.m. tomorrow to hand himself over to the police. He helped us bring down the slavers. We would have brought them down with more time and the help of the FBI anyway. He stops supervillains. The Smiling Man, Darkbringer, and the Scarlet Baroness are all at large. The Gentleman Killer is slated to be released in a few months. What? Nothing happened progression-wise. And let's face it, every one of those supervillains could have easily been stopped by the police with more time. Crime levels have dropped. The local economy is picking up. As a result of him taking the law into his own hands, the ends don't justify the means. This is not a debate, Crane. It's an order. As of this moment, Lightbringer and his associate activities are illegal, and in the eyes of this city, he is a criminal. He has 24 hours. Okay, so considering she's committed political suicide because of what we've established in the story, because he is such a popular figurehead that her career is now over. She's now lost all of her voter base because of that.
So the thing is, this would be... I could see a politician doing this if, like, according to the laws of the city, this is the last term she could serve. So it's just basically, well, unless I do something illegal, you can't oust me.
Yep. She's committed political suicide just now, based on what the story set up. And so this is completely dumb drama. He has 24 hours to hand himself over to the police. After that, I will instruct the police to treat him as an armed and dangerous, and he is to be arrested on sight. Well, looks like the night will be easier. Hell with that. I didn't spend weeks making that damn costume so she could boss me around.
I'm the girl boss.
Girl boss, girl boss. We're not gonna take this crap, right, Carter, right? I need to go see Crane. I'll be back soon. Like how his eye color's changed, by the way.
It's purple now.
It's purple, yep. I've been trying to warn you for weeks now.
Wait,
The woman's out for blood. What? Squeal.
Is Celeste a Lightbringer?
Kill yourself. Nope, I didn't say that. Now they're out for blood. That, what the hell did I ever do to accept to try to help people? I got a call from the code poet a few minutes ago. She's apparently convinced some higher ups at the FBI to offer you a position to make yourself official in the eyes of the government. No, I have to work outside the government. Otherwise, I risk depending on the whims of whoever is in charge of me.
That's usually how that works, though.
Are you going to follow the order? I think I should be asking you that. I don't know yet. What about deputizing me? Wouldn't work. You'd still have to reveal your identity to us. Plus, that'd just put you under the police's orders. Right. Listen, no matter how this turns out, I want to thank you for your support and trust. I know it's not easy with your job, especially with something unusual like our situation. No, but even if it was hard to do, so I've always trusted you, LB. And if you should decide to hang up the cape and look me up sometime with the mask off, just to talk about the weather or something.
I think the thing is, at that point, he would know that it's him, because some rando that he's never met before is like, hey, you want to go get a cup of coffee?
What do you mean she's allowed to do this? This is bull, Avery Johnson and Digger. Look, I'm not trying to fake you out or anything. I'm just saying that under the Pharaoh City Charter, the mayor is allowed to make proclamations deeming an individual an enemy of the city. That's not, okay, that's not how that works. Because, like...
No, it is here.
It's like, this city is a city-state and operates outside the federal jurisdiction. So if we persecute one person, we can just sort of do it here. But what about that? No,
let's ignore the precedent that basically the state officials could just declare someone like, we can persecute you whenever we feel like it, just because the person in charge doesn't like a particular individual.
Seems like an awfully convenient law, if you ask me. Yes, it does. It feels like poor writing is what it feels like. It was rarely used by the previous mayors. Some people have been able to overturn it in the courts, but she's still exercising the powers of the charter it gives her. And you haven't used this before because why? On the criminals? Yes, because we need to force drama. Look, couldn't I talk to your boss or something? First of all, he's not my boss. Second, he asked me to look into this while he looked at other options. Third, what's wrong with talking to me about this? This art style is really bad, actually. The more I look at it, the more I don't like it. Because I don't think you're going to like what I have to say. Oh yeah, and what's that? The problem is you. I could reasonably defend Lightbringer and maybe get the charges off without revealing his identity, but you're the liability. The endangering a minor charge? Yeah. And I can't prove I'm 18 without giving up the costume and my identity? Yeah.
But the thing is that at that point, the police or the authorities are just assuming her age to make him look bad in this case.
Yep.
But whatever.
Well, you really know how to take the wind out from someone's wings. Look, I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying that's the legal reality of it. Couldn't don't know, tell the judge in secret or something? Yes, we could protect your identity as an informant, but by that point, Lightbringer's identity would be outed. We only go that step if such a case actually goes to trial. Oh, you know, I had a lot of things. Fun making this costume. It looks like shit. which is why you're not going to be forced out of it. You should head home, Osprey. I'll take care of the patrol tonight. I got a lead on the serial rapist, and I think I may be able to get him tonight. Yeah? Okay. Well, Carrie, I take it I've got no legal leg to stand on. If I had known this was coming, I would have started preparing and filed some protections for you early to buy some time. I'll keep fighting it, and I'll probably win, but every day that you don't turn yourself in will make my job the harder. So, you think I should turn myself in? I hate to say it, but it's your only hope of walking out of this without being arrested. Thinking of putting on a cape? I was just curious, going out again? Yeah, I decided to get my hair a fresh coat of brightener. Hannah's taking the night off. Mind sticking around a bit longer as backup? Sure, I don't have any plans, thanks. Hey, Carter, yeah? Listen, I'm still mad at you for not telling me we've been friends ever since you hired me, but I'm getting over it, and as your friend, well, you had better not be thinking about turning yourself in. What choice do I have? It's an easy choice, Carter. You've done nothing wrong. Maybe I hit someone too hard. Maybe I won't be able to control myself when I need to. Nonsense. You've started it. You've stared into the eyes of human traffickers, drug dealers, murderers, and monsters. You could have killed them all. You could have used your powers to make everyone bow to you. I've seen what you can do, Carter. You could have stolen the sun away from the entire world and held it in an endless night, but you didn't. My God. And now,
God, Carter.
for the heinous crime of stopping criminals, this woman wishes to punish you? Shouldn't I be held accountable for my actions? What for actions you might do? When was the last time we arrested someone with power for something they might do? Sorry, this is becoming a speech, and I'm not trying to lecture you, but I do have one last thing to ask you. You have so much power to do good. Are you really going to let someone tell you you're not allowed to help people?
Do it, hands. Correct him, hands.
No, I was just going to say, if the state deems someone potentially that dangerous, they would at least want some assurances. It's just that's not how this particular mayor is going about it.
Okay, so
And
5'10", tan skin, short brown hair, last seen wearing orange Delta University jersey and black jeans. Look, don't worry about it. You could tail him. You tailed him as long as you could. Now that we've got an ID, we can get this rapist son of a bitch. Go home and get some sleep. 1 minute left. Get ready to tell your men the news, Mr. Crane. Yeah. What the hell? Ha! Well, looks like you've got your answer. Never. Okay, then. Take Lightbringer down.
So the other reason I could potentially think of, if you were trying to think in universe, that she would be wanting to do this is that Lightbringer is making her an embarrassment, and she basically wants political clout.
Go back one page, Kips.
No, I don't think I will.
But still, issue 15 begins here. Okay.
Oh.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
fuck
one
it.
of the
We'll read this one, too. It's basically over. Let's power through it. Been 2 weeks since the vigilante Lightbringer made his refusal to surrender to the police known. Police Chief Crane reports that the force is doing everything in its power to apprehend him. Mayor Hafferty's approval rating dropped 5 points after her decision to call for his arrest. However, the mayor has said that she still believes that she's doing the right thing, calling Lightbringer's methods brutal, and that they violate due process. OWM.say, #SakeFund, and my immortal. How does one procure an NDA if they don't have a business or a lawyer
I
pal?
paid for one, not two. How could you?
Thank you for the donation. Too bad. Now, you're going to need to talk to a legal professional, OWM, because I can't help you in this matter. In an entertainment news, Star Boulevard, Faro City's premier theater block, is set to reopen within a month. The surprising announcement came last night from Samuel Gardner, CEO of Heavy Made, the construction company that helped build Faro City. We're pleased to announce that Star Boulevard's return will begin with Fade to White, the play that had originally closed the area back. What? Fade to White? They all say the same thing, Chief. Some guy in a white robe swooped down and picked him up off the street. Just a white robe? Anything else? Well, to be accurate, some of them said the Grim Reaper did it. He was holding his scythe and everything. Great. Check again with everyone and expand out to anyone in the nearby buildings. If you have anything else to report, just give me a call. Right, sir.
Darkbringer.
You really shouldn't be this close. Haven't had a chance to catch up with everything lately. The mayor's been building a stronger case. Let's face it, you haven't exactly been the cleanest of the superheroes. What do you mean? For starters, dangling serpent in the sky like a rag doll, some have talked about letting him have a retrial because of it. It's not easy doing what I'm doing right now. I'm bending light particles so that they don't hit this area. It takes a lot of concentration. I'm sure it does, so my adding stress doesn't make your life any easier. But that's the way it is. You have done illegal things, LB.
You clicked the wrong button.
I did. Don't I know it? I don't regret what I did. It helped stop the slavers. I know, and I'll stand beside you and say the same thing. But you can't keep this up. I have to. I will not allow that woman to dictate how and whether or not I can help people. So it's about pride then. You're really going to let that? Do you want me to help or you are not? Stanley Urich, set to play. The male lead was walking out with some of the cast after the rehearsal. For Fade to White, someone dressed up like a white Grim Reaper swung down and picked him up off the streets. Any suspects? None yet, but if you come up with anything, I assume you'll tell me? Of course. Time for me to go. I'll stay in touch. Good. And get some rest, will you? There's no reason you need to work on this one. He's not holding up very well.
Oh.
Low profile, my ass. Oh, sure, we'll defy the mayor. And by we, I mean me. And don't come out tonight. The city's been quiet anyways. You guys haven't so much as spotted a cat in a tree in the last week. He can't just bench me. How many times do I have to tell him he's not the boss of me? He is actually the boss of you.
He's literally your boss.
I would have beaten that tree if he hadn't pulled me away from the fight. Well, it'd help if you had a spare uniform and you didn't fly into trees. No, you got caught on a bad wind, and that sent you hurling into a tree, and it tore up your suit. Well, maybe if you got up and fixed it, I could get out of your hair. Yeah, look at me. Go. Broom. Good, because I'll need her tomorrow night. The police are handling the search for the actor, but I'm wondering if this is about the show itself. We'll stay on guard and keep a watch on the theater to see if the kidnapper returns.
We're being rickrolled in Rumble.
Dang.
No, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's more interesting than this god-awful comic. All right, so, yes, because nothing says Year of Excellence like 2 weeks of filler. Listen, do you want some cake or not? Yes, I would love some cake. I'd like some cake very much.
Cake.
So what happened here anyway, eh? What caused Star Boulevard to shut down anyway? I don't think I'd ever even heard about this place until the reopening. Really? Michelle told me that you have a fade to white poster in your room. Well, yeah, but Michelle just gave me a bunch of posters when I moved in with her. I always meant to actually see the place sometime. Well, back then, back when the slavers were still... Whoa, wait a second. We've got a movement on the second floor. Something odd about the silhouette. I'm going to take a closer look. Want me to come too? Nah, stay here until I see what it is. If they get away, I want you here to nab them as they leave. Strange manager notes. We've got them. I'm going in. Remembers Kelly. Bonjour. It's
I
the
like how
fucking knife girl.
Like it still has the terrible backgrounds. It's the problem.
I mean, the art's not good. Crap. Osprey. The culprit has escaped. I have to deal with the fire and help a hostage. Keep a lookout. Gotcha.
It's a pretty typical webcomic art style.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned earlier.
Shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oof. Osprey, what's your status? Say again, Osprey. Grounded and pissed are my status. Stay put, I'll come and pick you up in a minute. Another 2 days? I just got the thing back and now it's out of commission for another 2 days? Sometimes I think you live to be upset about something. And sometimes I think you deliberately stitch it poorly so it'll come undone again. Hey, at least you don't have to deal with soot and ash in your costume. Yeah, I'd feel bad about what if not for you having a second costume. It doesn't fit as well as this one. The cape is always pulling the wrong way. Let's see. The real tricky part is the glider wing. You can still jump with that tech and all, but it's going to take even longer to get the glider working again. I am a prisoner of this torturous dungeon called gravity. I like how the story's becoming increasingly sterile as we've gone on, by the way.
Yeah. It's a lot less fun now. I miss Darkbringer, you know?
Yep, it's like sort of sterile, soulless. We went from being cringe and self-inserting, and now we've gone to sterile. It feels like he has less involvement with it, honestly.
He probably did have less involvement.
This wasn't Ledkara's vision.
I'm more worried about what that woman in the other robes is after. Positive. Are you sure it was a woman? Positive. Plus, I saw that she had red hair, which I think confirms my suspicion. What? You're thinking it's Erin Kala back from Revenge or something? As a matter of fact, yes. Will one of you just tell me what you're talking about? Who the heck is Erin Kala? And what happened to Star Boulevard? Okay, it's not like it's some big secret. About 10 years ago, Star Boulevard was the height of its popularity and profit. That theater we were at was the Broadway of the Midwest, where most critically acclaimed plays and musicals were being performed. Erin Kala was one of the most revered stage actresses back in those days. She'd started out as a brilliant prop and costume maker. Erin's best friend was a stage manager named Kelly Hoover. She was the one who originally introduced her to the director and launched her career. Fade to White was probably her most anticipated role. The play was one of those weird stories, heavy on art, but low on plot, about a woman driven mad by suburban living. Back in those days, the slavers were powerful, but not at the level they were at when I took them down. However, one high-profile member of the gang was a big player.
Oh, yeah,
It
this
changes
art
art
style.
style.
You're switching art styles right in the middle.
Yeah.
Which
The
means he
player-
switched artist.
The player Big was an idiot, but a rich and powerful idiot. He was a celebrity, someone that everyone knew was a slaver, but the law couldn't touch. Rumor has it is that he was also a fan of Erin Kala and had attempted to court her without success. Big bribed a stagehand to obtain a copy of the script to fade to white, and decided that was where he would make his move. There was a scene in the play where the Grim Reaper is supposed to physically and mentally assault the woman. Big wanted to make an example of her and show her there was no escape from his power, and that there was nothing he couldn't have. The Lightbringers return after a long year hiatus. Let's see if we can actually complete this storyline before the series goes on hiatus again. My God, don't want to be revived by your angry girlfriend. Erin knew something was wrong the instant she saw him. He was too tall, plus he had never worn a mask during rehearsals. Kelly Hoover realized it, too, but she saw something that Erin didn't see. It was the first time the play had ever been performed. No one knew it wasn't supposed to go like this.
So the thing is, that's not how plays work necessarily. Like, when it comes to stuff like that, even if it's something like this, they would still have, like, dumbed down props if they were going to do something like this.
At least not until stage manager ran out. Oh.
Murder.
The confusion was cleared up pretty quickly, and Player Big was arrested. However, they weren't fast enough to save Kelly's life. Erin Kala was hounded by the press for a statement, but she started going into seclusion. It's not worth reading.
No good.
Only day after Kelly's funeral, Star Boulevard was already working on ways of cashing in on the tragedy, talking about movie deals, book deals, even another play all about Kelly's murder. They made the mistake of trying to get Erin in on it. She joined a massive lawsuit with Kelly's other friends and family, and they just kept digging, never pulling out the stops until most of the major studios and theaters were buckling under the financial pressure. This sounds absolutely, truly bad, too. Like, it's bad in some ways. Oh my God. Combined with the economy starting to collapse, the rise of the slavers and other gangs, and both political and public support going away from the area, Star Boulevard collapsed. OWM donates $9, say, hashtag sock fund, and my immortal. Thank you for the donation. What happened to her afterwards? No one really knows. They kept trying to go after her for interviews and stuff, but she refused wholeheartedly. I saw an episode of Biography once that covered her, but they only said she went into seclusion and refused to see anyone. All this over a friend? Look, if they were tight, sure, that's fine, but isn't this a little overboard? To her, she wasn't just a friend. She was her family. Wow. And in her eyes, I'm so sick of this exposition. And in her eyes, everyone tried to make a spectacle out of someone she loved. They cared more about the story itself than the person who was hurt. Okay, let's say for the sake of argument that it is Erin Kala. What is she planning to do? Well, you said she was looking at the stage manager's notes, right? Why would she need to look at those? Unless she wanted to know something about what was going on during the production. This is bad. Okay, assuming that's the case, what are we going to do about it? The play's less than a week away. We need a way we need a way in that won't arouse suspicion. I hope this wasn't too difficult for you. Here you go. Not at all. They beefed up security after the last attack and asked us to stick around so that this White Death doesn't try anything during the performance. Those were meant for two plainclothes officers, but now you can use them. I appreciate that, but unfortunately, it's the last help I can give you for a while. What? I've gotten word that the Internal Affairs is going to be investigating me and my relationship with you. It looks like the mayor is gunning for my badge, too. So you can't risk helping me anymore? I'm no good to you if I'm taken off the force myself. No, you're right. I'll try to stay out of your way. Look, I'm sorry. This'll blow over, okay? I'll keep talking to the mayor, try to get her to see this is wrong. No, don't. I'm not going to let you destroy your career for me. Don't want people hurting themselves over me. Wow, this art style is bad.
Look at them, kid.
Oh my god, it's bad.
Look at them.
Try not to be conspicuous and try not to talk to too many people. Michelle really should have been doing this. She'd feel more at home in this outfit. Michelle likes to talk to people and we're not trying to be noticed, otherwise anyone blah 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 blah. I don't care.
Have a good night, Team Meadows.
Goodbye, Team Meadows.
Later.
Let's see, and this hair is really warm. I just wish we knew when she was going to strike. What I'm more curious about is why she's doing all of this. Couldn't she just, I don't know, sue them again or something? Who knows, but if she's an actress, though, through and through, she's going to end up put on the show. That's cringe. So where are we sitting, or not? What? Our tickets were meant for the police officers, and seats were all sold out anyway. We're standing room. Isn't the show like 3 hours long? I'm in high heels, you know. I know, and I planned for it, even if you didn't. If you go up to the front desk, I had them hold on to a more comfortable pair of shoes for you. Ha, you're the best, LB. Yeah, because these go with this outfit. I won't stand out at all. My god, this art style's so bad. It's so terrible webcomic-esque. Let's see. Exactly. Don't know why she wanted to kill that guy, though, except if something that means they had to be alive first place, right, or something? We may never know. I guess so. Well, then we can add another, and it's over. We did it. We beat it.
It is a cliffhanger, and we never knew what
Welcome, beloved guest star theater. And then, like, she runs in the room, and she, like, fucking, like, bonks him. But she, like, says something, and then she has, like, a motivation or something, and, like, people care. People are like, wow, it's so convincing. They're like, but it's like, actually, she's evil, and, like,
Someone threw a shoe at her.
they're like, oh my god, it's George W. Bush.
It's George W.
Because I have no choice. I'm a victim. I'm a woman. We don't know. And then she cries. And it's like long and really bad. And fuck, I don't even know why. Like, I'm just glad they gave up. And hopefully nobody's petty and petulant enough to revive this.
But they were.
It's only Linkara's petulant little girlfriend.
I can't
that
tell
also
if it's
would-
better than the original or just as bad.
It's all bad. Anything that has anything to do with this is corrupted from the foundation. It's irredeemable.
It cannot be saved.
It must
What do you
be
mean
burned.
And
Alright.
show ends right.
We're done with Lightbringer. It was cringe. We're gonna raid into Knights of the Old Republic stream, so we'll see you guys over there. We'll start that one pretty much right away. Gonna allow like a 15-minute break for bathrooms and stuff like that. So we'll see you in KOTOR chat. Get ready for some Knights of the Old Republic. Goodbye, Chatfishies, and good riddance to this series.
Yep, later.
Have a good one.